HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
And your home for Royals baseball.
Fastball hit high in the air, deep left field, way gone into the bleachers. A two-run homer for Bobby Witt Jr.
Watch The Drive by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
I hate to come on here with "I told you so" energy, but I am on the same roller coaster that you guys are on. I have told you before, there are very few people in this city that directly benefit more when the Royals are cooking. A large majority of their games either happen during our time slot or begin during our time slot. We're off the air almost every night early because of the Royals. I want the Royals to be good. I need the Royals to be good. Here we go. Another one of these shows. Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. My name is Carrington Harrison. Thrilled to be here. Rob Brenton is here. Rob is taking multiple days off this week. The Royals have upset Rob so much, he looked at me today and said, "I don't think I'm coming in tomorrow." What? So I watched that rigged Netflix fight this week. We'll discuss that. I signed up for a gym membership this weekend, and I have to tell you about my experience of going to work out for the first time at Planet Fitness. I'll tell you that story. Conor McGregor is coming back. There's a lot of things that are happening. I'm really happy that you guys are here with us today. Before we get going, I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. Number three, and most importantly, I need you to remember that the open of the show each and every day is brought to you by our good friends over at The Other Place. The basketball playoffs are heating up. We got game one in the Western Conference. Can't wait to see that matchup. We got a Royals game coming up later today, a little Royals and Red Sox. So if you're looking for a place to catch the game, grab a bite to eat, grab something to drink, hang out, max and relax, then go see our friends over at The Other Place. It is a burger and a brew Monday with our friends over at The Other Place. All right, this is where I would like to start. I have two tweets that I want to read to you. Now, I did not create these tweets, but these tweets were sent to me, and I found these tweets to be very informative. Let's start with Vinny Pasquantino. Now, I try to be very consistent about one thing. I tell you guys this all the time in football season. It applies to baseball as well. One of the reasons why we talk about Travis Kelce so much is because he's one of their most important players. So I'm not wasting your time talking about Jeffrey Bassa. No, we're talking about the stars because the Chiefs go and operate based on the productivity of their stars. Basketball's the same way. Baseball's the same way. Why don't we begin today's show talking about Vinny Pasquantino? One of the first texts I got today in one of my group chats was about Vinny Pasquantino. Rob, can I read this to you? Since the beginning of 2025, there has been no player in baseball who has more at-bats with runners in scoring position than Vinny Pasquantino. For a second, I just want you to wrap your mind around that sentence. Since the beginning of last baseball season, there is not a single player in the sport who has had more opportunities, more ABs with runners in scoring position than Vinny Pasquantino. That is 183 qualifying players. So you got to have enough ABs, not just coming up one time. No. Among players qualified, it's 183. Rob, he is 147th out of those individuals. It goes without saying with the Kansas City Royals. if the Royals are going to get back in it, and I feel like I've become a broken record because for the last 3 weeks, all we've done is talk about the Royals getting back into it, but they can't, and they probably won't get back into it. But let me give myself a little bit of an out because I know how you guys are on the text line. Today, you don't believe in them. And a week from now, they'll win 3 games in a row and you'll believe them. You'll be back. But that's what being a fan is. It's holding on to hope. But you saw Shawshank Redemption, and they told us that hope can be a dangerous thing. Believing in the Royals is one of the most dangerous things you can do in Kansas City. It's more dangerous than standing outside Town Topic at 3 o'clock in the morning. He is 147th amongst qualifying batters. Now, we don't talk a whole lot about lineup construction on this show. I know some of you get real hot and bothered and up in arms about it. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. That's just not really this show's lane. They cannot continue to have Vinny Pasquantino and Salvador Perez hit third and fourth every single day and then be surprised that they get the same results every single day. He has not been good in those scenarios. He is a significant reason of why their offense is stalled. He is a significant reason of why this team finds themselves below 500. So that's one tweet that I was sent this week. The other tweet that I got, shout out to Rainey Jazerli. I always like his stats. He always has a way of just summarizing Royals' despair better than anybody on the internet. On the entire internet that Al Gore created, there is not a single person better at it than Rainey Jazerli. So his original tweet was back on April 18th, folks. And it said, for the 20th time in 23 seasons, the Royals have lost 6 in a row in the first 60 games of the season. 7 of the last 20 years, they have done that before they get to game 35. Well, Rob, did you know? He updated it this weekend because it needed to be updated. Listen to this. Incredibly, this is the 13th time in the last 23 seasons that the Royals have had 2 losing streaks start before June 1. This is the 14th time if you count the COVID season. They did it twice in their first 42 games. 15 times if you count 2012. They had 1 losing streak. It was a 12-game losing streak. The reason I'm pessimistic about the Royals, the reason that you are pessimistic about the Royals is the Royals give us reason to. Your pessimism with the Royals did not appear out of thin air. We got concrete data and evidence to show you why we as a city don't believe in the Royals. So a couple of weeks ago when I was taking arrows from people, and again, I get it. This is not me being critical of you, but I told you the only way you were going to get me back on the Royals was them getting at and above 500. And boy, did they have their shot. I remember hearing myself say it. It's like a basketball game. We all have seen a basketball game when a team gets down 18 points and then they make a run and then they're down 4. And Rob, what usually happens? You miss a 3. It's a long layup. It's now it's a long rebound. It's a layup on the other half. You had a chance to be down 1. Now you're down 6 and all the wind is out of your sails. That's what happened to the Royals. Those 2 losses that they had back-to-back against the Cleveland Guardians when they were 2 games under 500 once again derailed their season. And that will likely be the closest that they get to 500 all baseball season. The bar that we give the Royals is such a low one. Just be competitive. Get us to football season. They couldn't get us to the draft. Then they got you back into it. They got you excited. They were handing out free rice bowls, and it was phenomenal. And now look at them. I mean, I don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. We got to start thinking of summer bits. We got to start thinking of soccer segments. And I got to start learning more about the World Cup. You did this. Macatraro, you did this. Salvador Perez, you did this. I don't know anything about soccer. But I need to. What else are we going to talk about? Coming up on the other side, we will get you an update from Dr. David Chow. He is actually going to be on the show later today. He is not as optimistic about watching Patrick Mahomes play golf and says it doesn't mean what you think it means. We'll ask him about that. We'll also play for you what he had to say on social media here coming up in a bit. But, Rob, you know the rules. We talked about the Royals. Hit it.
Baseball with the Royals.
Even Rob is slumping.
This team's got everyone down, Carrington. No one is. The
Even
vibes
Rob
are
is
down.
slumping.
Name someone who's having a good time watching this baseball team. I'll show you a liar. Because of that, I'm going to go back to a year we all hated, one of the worst in Royals baseball history. Your 2006 Royals, who I believe were the losingest Royals team of all time, and their lineup on today's date in Royals history, which I'm betting this will be a fun one. Buddy Bell's team went 62-100, by the way, in case you were wondering. Just abysmal baseball from the jump. They also lost to the then Indians on this date. Here was your Royals lineup.
Rob was like Vinny Pasquantino. We do the same bit every single day, and then when it was time to do his part of the bit, he looked confused. He's like he's about to drown. I know you guys saw the video. Rob's like, wait, what? Yeah, I know.
Leading off in center field, Esteban Herman.
This team's awful. I don't need to hear any more about this team. This team is terrible.
Batting second, the second baseman, Mark Rudzalanek.
They weren't even trying to field a competitive roster. That team was tanking.
Batting third, the right fielder, Reggie Sanders.
A waste of everybody's time and money.
Batting fourth, the left fielder, it's not a snack, it's Emil Brown.
Can you read that 1 through 4 again? Because you know what? Now hearing this, maybe I need to soften up my commentary about the Royals. We're living in the golden era of Royals baseball. These were the teams they were trotting out there. They were charging us real American currency to go watch that team play baseball.
Batting fifth, the first baseman, Doug Minkiewicz.
This is one of the worst teams you've ever read.
Batting sixth, the third baseman, Tony Graffanino.
There's no pop in this lineup. There's no speed in this lineup. This is not a great defensive team. David Glass was stealing money from the rest of Major League Baseball. He was a thief.
Batting seventh, the former Rookie of the Year, shortstop, Angel Baroa.
All right, now we go. Now we got some star power.
Batting eighth, the designated hitter, Justin Huber.
I don't even know who he is.
And batting ninth, the catcher, John Buck. By the way, the Royals lost on this date because they only got 3 1/3 out of Renelvis Hernandez, who was the starter that day. He gave up 5 and 3 1/3. You'd be surprised to know Cliff Lee started for Cleveland, and he mowed down that Royals lineup.
Somebody on the text line makes a good point. This is when you used to go to Kauffman Stadium just to watch the other team. That's when you would go out there just for the Yankees, Cardinals, Red Sox, and maybe you got a good interleague matchup.
That's when they started the dynamic pricing. Oh, you're only coming out here for the Sox? You're paying to come out here for the Sox.
Sure. You would only go then if you got free tickets from work. Somebody would hit you up. Hey, you want to go to the Royals game? Is it free? Okay, yeah, I'll go out there. It's
That's
free.
pre-stadium renovation. It wasn't even fun out there.
It's terrible. It's awful. Awful baseball. We appreciate that random lineup. Coming up on the other side, I want to play for you guys what Dr. David Chow had to say about watching Patrick Mahomes' golf swing. And did you guys see that this weekend, Mahomes had his big Vegas charity event for 15 and Mahomes, gets a bunch of famous people to go out there. They play golf. Cam Jordan was in attendance. We'll talk about it. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Side at Rob Side Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Site Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Site Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob's Site Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Site Ford, 135th and State Line, or robsite.com.
Buy right, Rob Site.
FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day during the playoffs. We're talking those special drops you won't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. And the best part, it's every single day. Just head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. Maybe you want to look at series pricing, and instead of betting an individual game, you want to be able to go and bet overall how many games a particular playoff series is going to go, or who could end up with the most points during that series. You name it, you can check it all out on the FanDuel app and use some of their trends and research tools that are right there in the app. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for primetime, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. Go to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA and the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are not withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
We all have that one painting project we've been putting off. For me, it was the exterior. I finally called CertaPro Painters, and you know what? I wish I'd done it sooner. They provide a free estimate quickly and at the right price. And what I loved most was the communication. I never had to wonder what was next because they provided reliable daily updates. They treat your home with respect, like it deserves. So schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated.
Hi, I'm Carter.
And I'm Charlie. We'd like to share a quick story about a homeowner named Jack.
Jack had a home he needed to sell fast.
And Jack thought he had it all figured out.
So Jack talked to multiple cash buyers.
Jack chose the highest offer.
But the day before closing, guess what? The buyer backed out,
leaving Jack with the moving truck all packed in the driveway and not sure what to do.
Jack learned the hard way that the highest offer isn't always the right offer.
Jack got suckered.
Make sure you aren't hung out to dry.
Call our dad at Rex Buys KC.
Our dad is local, he knows Kansas City, and he actually closes deals.
No repairs, no fees, no showings, no surprises.
Just a fair cash offer and a smooth process.
Now, don't be like Jack.
Call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com.
Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time.
Whoa, okay. This one says you get a free phone if you switch. Hey, this one also says you get a free phone if you switch.
Yeah, they all do, hon.
Huh. The T-Mobile one says their customers had the lowest wireless bills versus the other big guys over the past 5 years. And their latest experience plans have Netflix included, plus a year of Dash Pass by DoorDash.
Hang on, let me see that. Oh, yeah, we're switching.
That's what I'm talking about. Do we clap now, or...?
At T-Mobile, get savings that keep stacking up. That's value you can feel every day. And right now, bring your phone to T-Mobile and we'll give you $400 when you switch.
Savings based on Harris X billing snapshots from Q3 2021 to Q4 2025 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits, and optional charges. $400 with new account on qualifying line. Unlocked device credit ported 90-plus days with device and carrier, and timely redemption required. Virtual MasterCard typically takes 14 weeks. No cash access and expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC. Visit T-Mobile.com.
What's up? It's Draymond Green. I'm back for my 14th NBA season, and my podcast, The Draymond Green Show, is back too. This season, I'm breaking down games, reacting to the biggest NBA stories, and sitting down with teammates, rivals, and culture shapers. And trust me, I'm not holding back, on the court or on the mic. 2 new episodes every week. New segments, big conversations, real basketball talk for the real hoop heads. Listen to and follow The Draymond Green Show wherever you get your podcasts. We're back, we're better, let's get it.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to The Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, welcome back into the show. I want to play for you guys some audio here. We're going to start with Josh Vernier, and then we'll move on to Dr. David Chow and what he has to say about Patrick Mahomes. Now, Vern has not been a lifelong Royals fan or Royals journalist, but, I mean, Vern been around for a while. You know, Vern has covered this team for over a decade at this point. He's pretty familiar with how I feel about the Royals, how you feel about the Royals. There might not be a person who has a better thumb on the pulse of Royals fans right now than Josh Vernier. So for him to come on this radio station earlier today and say this is the most disappointed he's been in the Royals is really saying something.
7 games below 500. To me, this has been the most disappointing season, 47 games in, but the most disappointing season that I've been a part of. You know, I haven't been here forever, but dating back to 2012, there was never this type of anticipation, these type of expectations, this type of talent, only to lay this large of an egg. So, yeah, 7 games below 500, a 1-5 road trip. You are the worst road team in all of Major League Baseball. The tenor shouldn't be good. I'm glad to hear that the fans are not just disappointed, but angry, because the expectations in this city, not just from the Royals, but all teams, the expectations have been raised over the past decade. We expect more.
I love the way that Vern phrases that. I love it. When you get mad about the way a team is performing, that is because you had real expectations about that team. You held that team to a standard. You know that the team is capable of reaching that standard, and they have fallen short. The worst thing that you can feel about a team is apathy. I don't think that people are apathetic about the Royals and how they perform so far. I think people feel misled in some ways. I think people feel let down in a lot of ways. This team was supposed to be good. This team operated this offseason, carried themselves through the WBC. This team moved like an organization that was very confident in their nucleus and what they were building. And so far this season, they've been one of the bigger disappointments in baseball.
To that point, I'm not getting the breaking news sounder. There is some news. Kris Bubic is now heading to the IL with left elbow soreness. They have optioned up a reliever. So Kris Bubic, another starter, elbow soreness, heading to the IL.
You want to hit the sad music now, or you want to wait for later? Just if you want to do it now, I'm happy. We can just
you want me to reread
right
that
here on the fly. We can just whoop whoop if that's what you want to do.
You want me to reread that 016
so
to feel good?
Bubic out, Cole Reagan's out. Noah Cameron hasn't been the pitcher that he was last year. It was a great 20 starts for Noah Cameron. Phenomenal. Still early in his career. I'm not burying the young gun, but
Seth Lugo and the catchers are fighting.
The starting pitching used to be a foundational piece for this team. That foundation is crumbling.
Left elbow soreness doesn't sound like something's going to go away in a few days.
No, that sounds terrible. Obviously, ice was not working. I'm sure they tried it. They tried some icy hot. It did not alleviate the soreness. Okay. You want to move on from the Royals? We can come back, but you want to move on from the Royals? Denny's going to come on the show. I'm sure Denny's going to be positive and tell you to wait for a couple of weeks. And if there's one person I will never disagree with, it's Denny Matthews. We love Denny on this show. Let's move on. Let's talk about another injury, Patrick Mahomes' knee. Here is Dr. David Chow. He was on social media earlier today. He will be on the show coming up in the 4 o'clock hour. Dr. David Chow at Pro Football Doc on the interwebs. Here is what he had to say and the 3 things that he is noticing with Patrick Mahomes' golf swing that he posted online.
Golf is not football. The fact that he can weight shift and swing a golf club is not that special. Yes, it loads the left leg, but this is not football. And pay a close attention to that video at the end. Doesn't his left knee look a little bit stiff? Number one, there is no way that Patrick Mahomes will be 100% for week 1 of this season. Physiology, biology doesn't work that way. It is still an ACL reconstruction, which is a graft. Phillip Rivers, who I did surgery on, returned to mini camp in 100 days, had his record QB rating that season, yet he wasn't 100% at the start of the season, and he's nowhere as mobile as Patrick Mahomes is. Fact number 2, there's no question Patrick Mahomes will be ready to throw and play quarterback from the pocket week 1. No question. That doesn't mean he can be Patrick Mahomes and what makes him great in terms of extending plays. Throwing from the pocket is different, but can he really protect himself? Number 3, anyone who tells you they know whether Mahomes is playing week 1 or not doesn't know what they're talking about. I have my feelings of how the Chiefs might handle it, but let me tell you this. There is no way the Kansas City Chiefs know whether Patrick Mahomes is starting week 1 or not.
So that was Dr. David Chow. He was on social media. He will be on the show later, and we'll ask questions about how he feels regarding Patrick Mahomes' ability to play in week 1. I'm interested in this, and I don't have the answer, and I don't think anybody has the answer. Rob, what percentage are you comfortable putting Patrick Mahomes out there for week 1? Because I don't disagree in theory with what Dr. David Chow is saying. Like, I'm not a doctor, but just I find it hard to believe that you can tear your ACL in late November, early December, and then be 100% healthy the following September. I just find that very, very difficult that you can be 100% recovered from tearing your ACL in less than a year. Now, having an ability to play and being 100% are two drastically different things. I know it's a different injury. I'll give you a basketball comparison. Jason Tatum popped his Achilles, was playing basketball. He was not 100% if you were watching the Boston Celtics this year. Back to Patrick Mahomes. What's the percentage that you would feel comfortable? Because Mahomes is going to go to OTAs. I believe Mahomes is going to participate in significant portions of training camp. I don't think that he's going to play in any preseason games. I don't think they would put Mahomes in that level of risk. I mean, you are still playing football. Things can happen. No matter how much you can try to control it and keep them safe, football happens. Guys just run into each other. We've seen that happen plenty of times before. You're just running the route you're supposed to run. Next thing you know, you run into somebody, and now you're out for the next 3 weeks, and you're dealing with that injury for the rest of the season. Long question, but what percentage would you feel comfortable Mahomes going out there week 1 against the Broncos?
80 to 85? Somewhere in there. I think 100% based on his injury, based on his timeline, based on everything, it's probably not super attainable, but I don't want him out there at 75%. So I would say somewhere between 80, 85% if that's what is ready to go for him looks like. 'Cause I think you can manage and massage the play calling. You can kind of keep in the pocket more. You can kind of do some things if he's at 80, 85%. But if he is less than that, if he is coming to the coaching staff, coming to Brett Veach, coming to the training staff, Dr. Rick Burkhalter, and saying, hey, guys, I'm at like 70%. You need to have him in street clothes for the Broncos game. That's my number. Where was your percentage of comfort having him out there for week 1?
I mean, I would say 85 to 90%. Someone on the text line says after week 1, nobody is 100% healthy anyway. I think that's a very fair point. But when you are recovering from an injury, so you're already trying to deal with that and just the fact that your body is different, you can't do all of the things. And Mahomes, he's not a traditional pocket passer. This is a little bit different than when Tom Brady tore his ACL. Like the mobility, the ability to scramble around, improvise, and make all of those kind of plays, that's not really part of what made Tom Brady so special. So for a true traditional pocket passer, I see how Brady tore his ACL, was ready to come back, was ready to play, and was ready to do all those things, and just basically continued what he was already doing before. I think it's a little bit different with Mahomes. Yeah, I would say 85, 90% to me seems about right. Now, someone just sent this in, and I don't disagree. Guys, can't we argue that he was 80, 85% last year when he got hurt? It all depends on how they're using the running game and how the offensive line looks as well. He looked worn out when he got hurt. It did feel bad in that second half against the Chargers game. It felt bad. Now, some of it to me was just their offense wasn't working, and it was a combination of just everything was just unable to happen for the Chiefs. That I think we've seen Mahomes. Sometimes he gets down on himself. He gets down on the team, and he just has bad body language. He had that in the Super Bowl. He's had that plenty of times before. That is just a personality trait with their quarterback. I do think the Chiefs are going to have to do things a little bit differently, whether it's with Patrick Mahomes, certainly if they have Justin Fields. if you want the Chiefs to run the ball, they're going to have Justin Fields as their starting quarterback. That's A, taking advantage of what Justin Fields does really well. And if you're going to have the fourth highest paid running back in the National Football League, we're using them. I'm sorry. We're using them in some capacity. We're giving them into rounds. We're giving them jet sweeps. We're throwing it to them. Kenneth Walker has to be a vital part of your offense based on the moves that you have made this offseason.
I agree. I also think I think part of the reason he looked so tired in those moments, it wasn't just the physical. I think the mental was also starting to wear on him. Because remember, Carrington, when he got hurt in that second half against the Chargers, the Chiefs were 6-8, and was there anything going right at any point in the season? So I imagine week one will be a different mentality, but we're on the same page. You do not want him out there if he's not as close to ready as you feel comfortable putting him out there.
Text line 913-586-7965. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. So you just heard from a doctor. Here's what Adam Schefter is saying. Schefter has not really wavered on his stance. Schefter believes that Mahomes is going to play week one of the NFL season.
Yeah, listen, they have said he is way ahead of schedule, and it sounds like he is tracking to be ready in time for that Monday night regular season opener. The fact that he's out there playing golf is an indication. But just the one thing that I just think it's important to remember for everybody is we're talking about a quarterback that tore his ACL. It was 5 months ago on Thursday, 5 months to the date that the schedule came out. He essentially tore his ACL. He tore his LCL. And the opener is now under 4 months away. And again, it's hard to imagine and think that Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be back for that game, that Justin Fields will be stepping in and starting against Bo Nix, but he's going to be out there.
That was Adam Schefter. He was on Pat McAfee's show talking about Patrick Mahomes. We're going to have Dr. David Chow. He's going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour. A whole lot of questions to talk to him about regarding Mahomes' knee, what he is seeing, what the process is going to be like to potentially have him ready for the Monday Night Football game in September. I found this old audio, and I want to play it for you. Now, Rob, I believe this was originally said in March. It just randomly popped up on my social media feed, and I saw it, and it was like, maybe we talked about this, maybe we didn't talk about it. I honestly couldn't remember. But I want to play this for you, and I have a question on the back end of it. Do you think the Chiefs still feel this way? Here's James Palmer.
When I talked to people in Kansas City a couple of weeks ago about Travis Kelce, I kind of just roughly asked, what's left? Is he still a really viable tight end? And I got some interesting responses. One of them specifically being, I think we actually underused him in 2025. He's found a way to play at his higher age. He still understands space so well, and obviously that's his connection with Patrick. They both understand spatial awareness, maybe better than two other players in the NFL. And they said, we actually got away from him a little too much. We wanted Rashee Rice to be obviously that primary target in a lot of what we did in the passing game. There were certain instances where our offense seemed to stall. We probably should have went to Travis in some of those instances. So that just shows you the way that they view him in that building. They know what he does Monday through Saturday as well on the practice field. He's one of those guys that practices 1,000,000 miles an hour. Now, he's had to dial it back in his older age a little bit, but he still brings that energy and that juice that Andy Reid wants to bring around. But on the field, there's still plenty of people in Kansas City that think he is still a very good tight end. They actually think he was better in 25 than he was in 24, kind of changed his weight a little bit, has figured out how to play at the age that he is at right now.
I don't think there's any question that Patrick Mahomes was better in 25 than he was in 24. I don't think that Travis Kelce played very well in 2024. I do think he had a pretty good season last year in Kansas City. I don't have any problems with Kelce coming back on the contract. This is what I do have a problem with. Do you think they still feel this way? I asked that question because they threw the ball to Travis Kelce 108 times last year. He's 36 years old. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Rashee Rice this season. I don't know what's going to happen with Xavier Worthy this season. I don't know what's going to happen with Kenneth Walker this season. But what I don't want the Chiefs to feel like is they need to give Travis Kelce more. In fact, they should be giving Travis Kelce less. For example, the fact that the Royals are still dependent on Salvador Perez at this stage in his career is a bad thing and not a good thing. This is a lineup that should be, at this point, carried by Bobby Witt Jr., carried by Vinny Pasquantino, carried by Miguel Garcia, Jack Caglione, Carter Jensen. Those guys should be carrying you. The fact that Salvi is hitting fourth for this team every day is an indictment on your building and how you've done things around them. If Travis Kelce gets 110, 115 targets this year, that's an indictment on that wide receiver room. That's an indictment on Rashee Rice. That's an indictment on Xavier Worthy. Jalen Royals has not developed then, if that's the case. Why did you bring Tyquan Thornton back? You cannot, at age 37, when a large majority of us think that this is going to be Travis Kelce's last season, he can't be a guy that has 115 targets for you. You can't have a top 10 offense like I think the Chiefs can if you're using a 37-year-old as much as that clip would suggest that they want to use him this year.
I really, I'll say really a bunch of times, hope that James Palmer heard that in March and the Chiefs changed their tune after signing Kenneth Walker. Or they changed their tune after, doing some on-the-field work with the team or whatever have you. Because the part where he says they almost underused him in 2025 and at the end of the season they were trying almost too reliant on Rashee Rice terrifies me. Because one reason I like the contract with Travis Kelce, and one reason I am happy that Travis Kelce came back, is the thought process that he is going to be Robin to Rashee Rice Batman. Rashee Rice will not have a suspension. You never know about health, but he's going into the season healthy. The idea is that guy will ascend and he'll become the star, and Travis Kelce will become the secondary piece. An elite secondary piece, but he can do that. If the Chiefs internally are telling James Palmer, yeah, we didn't go to Travis enough during the window where they were both healthy, that's problematic to me because he should not be out-targeting Rashee Rice in 2026. He just shouldn't. It can't happen.
This is why I didn't want Travis Kelce back. I understand why people wanted Kelce back for an emotional reason, and I subscribe to that. Having your last year, your last dance, going out, going back and making the postseason, I understand the sports, nostalgic, civic pride, emotional reasons for bringing back Travis Kelce. From a football standpoint, this is why I wanted the Chiefs to rip the Band-Aid off. This is exactly why I wanted to rip the Band-Aid off. We didn't use Travis Kelce enough last season. The Chiefs for the last 3 years have had the plan of this is the year that Travis Kelce is going to hand the torch. At some point, you got to quit waiting for Kelce to hand the torch. You either you got to hand it to somebody else or you just got to take it away from him. I mean, the last 3 seasons, 121 targets, 133 targets. Last year, 108 targets. You cannot continue. I will say this offseason, if they do this, you can't expect your offense to be explosive if the number one option you have is not explosive. What I thought the purpose of this offseason, if you look at all the moves that the Chiefs made, every move the Chiefs made this season was to get somebody under 30. Think about it. From Kenneth Walker to DeMarcado to the starters that they brought in on the defensive side, the draft, the whole theme of the Chiefs this season was we need to be more youthful. We need to be more explosive. On one side, you cannot operate like a team that felt like it had too many old guys and wanted to get more 20-somethings into the mix and then tell me that you didn't use Travis Kelce enough last year. You can't do both if that's the scenario. So I'm not saying that Kelce doesn't have a role on the team. He absolutely has a role on the team. But if Travis Kelce has more than 85 targets this year, something went wrong. More injuries happened. The wide receivers didn't materialize like they thought it was. And your offense, once again, is built around somebody who he can't have explosive plays anymore at this point in his career. That's just not who he is anymore as a player. If you're using him as a safety valve, middle of the field, it's 3rd and 5. He and Mahomes got chemistry. You trust them. Find the open spot. Get down. Extend the chains. I think that's exactly how you need to be using Travis Kelce. But if your offense revolves around him like it kind of has the last couple of years for various reasons, injury, suspension, all of those things, then the Chiefs' offense to me is going to continue to look stuck in the mud and slow at times. And everything they did this offseason screamed, we don't want to be that way anymore.
We love a cross-sport comparison. Rashee Rice needs to be Luka and Travis Kelce, LeBron James. Travis Kelce is the greatest ever to play his position, period, full stop in the history of the NFL. He is not at a time in his career where he is the best player at his position, nor the best offensive weapon on the Chiefs. It should be, hey, you're passing the baton off. No one's saying you can't go out there and have another 800-yard season. No one's saying you're incapable of having 900 yards. No one's saying that on 3rd and 5, you know Mahomes so well that you're going to find space against a zone defense and get a crucial first down. What we're saying is when the ball is snapped, Mahomes' eyes can't go to you. And there were times last year where I think teams that played the Chiefs just thought to themselves, put as many guys on Travis Kelce as possible, and the offense will stall. And that was a problem for this team. And it cannot continue to be a problem because if it is, the Chiefs may not 6-8, but they're going to be stuck in the mud again. And we're going to have the same conversations. And who cares about the run game because they don't run the ball enough? It has to be different. It just has to be different.
Coming up on the other side, I want to tell you I was completely outraged by something I saw this weekend. I'll explain what it is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Start your new chapter with a bang. Whether you're celebrating your upcoming graduation or getting hitched, Centerfire has a shooting experience for you. We're the only 5-star indoor shooting range in KC, and our staff will make your shooting experience one to remember. We've got a bachelor party and full auto experience that will get your blood pumping. From new shooters to seasoned vets, our professional staff will create a one-of-a-kind experience for you. Visit centerfireshootingsports.com to book online or come in and try one today.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Harris, Kansas City is giving away $150,000 in prizes this mid-year's Eve. Saturday, June 6th. One lucky guest will walk away with $50,000 in cold hard cash at midnight. And leading up to the big finale, we are calling names to win $2,500 in free play every 15 minutes. The best part? You can earn entries all throughout May and June. Don't miss the hottest celebration of the summer, only at Harris, Kansas City. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You hear people say that one decision can change your life. For Ben, it was one radio ad and one phone call.
I'm Ben, a Centric graduate and a service desk manager advisory. If one radio ad and one phone call with Russ can change my life, imagine what it could do for you. Centric got me the foundation I needed to be able to succeed in any and all IT fields. The last 7 years to where I started to where I am now, it's one of the craziest wild rides that I've been on.
If you've been thinking about making a change, stop waiting. Your next chapter could start with one call. Visit Centric.com today.
When Kansas City storms roll through, hail and wind can damage your roof without you even realizing it. If your home was hit, call us at Century Roofing for a free inspection today. We handle every step with your insurance company, making the process stress-free and easy for you. For over 35 years and more than 35,000 roofs, we've been protecting Kansas City homes. Let us protect yours. Trust the pillars of strength with KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
At Telly Tire, when it comes to car problems, we've heard it all. From tires to timing belts to faulty air conditioning. Ooh. At Telly Tire and Auto Centers, we've been fixing problems like these and customers' bad days for over 80 years. So relax and take it to Telly. Schedule your service at tellytire.com.
I love days like these at the pool, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza. Skyrizi is a prescription-only injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. At 4 months, most people saw 90% clearer skin when measured from head to toe, and many were even 100% plaque-free. People also saw significant improvement in psoriasis symptoms of pain, redness, itching, and burning.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin thanks to Skyrizi, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This afternoon, expect a high of 85 with likely showers, thunderstorms, and a chance of rain.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
I want to tell you guys a quick story. So on Saturday, I'm out and about, and I remembered that the UFC MMA event was coming on. The Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano, Francis Ngannou, and I was like, hey, you know what? We should turn it on. The people around me agreed. So we had it on. And we were watching it, and I told you guys, I'm not the biggest UFC fan in the world. I don't know a whole lot about it, but if it's the names of people that I've heard of before, I'm willing to give it a chance. It also was sitting there on regular Netflix. So I was like, you know what? I'll watch it. And I'm sitting there watching it. And Francis Ngannou, he beat that other man up. He was significantly bigger than that other person. I never heard of the other person before. Maybe he's a good fighter. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But at the size that gentleman was, I don't know if I would have signed up to fight Francis Ngannou. I don't know if that's a activity that I would have been a part of. Then I was watching Nate Diaz. He was fighting some Perry. I don't remember his first name, but he was fighting some Perry dude. And then that fight was actually a pretty good fight. So I was getting kind of excited about the event. It was genuinely a fun event. I was into it. I was curious to see Ronda Rousey fight. I haven't seen her in a while since Holly Holm kicked her in the head. So I was intrigued by it. So I'm sitting there watching it, everybody's around and everybody's offering up their opinion on, who they think's going to win. And, I was like, all right, cool. All right. And then they start fighting. There was an energy where I was for the squabble. There was an energy. And next thing I know, the fight was over. I was like, wait, hold on. That's it? Now, I know Ronda Rousey's history is that she's legendary with the arm bars, and I'm sure you guys are going to tell me 913-586-7965. This is what got me frustrated. It was how quickly Gina went down to the ground. It was as she instantly tapped out and then got up and was smiling and dancing. It was smiling, hugging, congratulating. She hugged Ronda Rousey at least 8 times. I started to think in that moment, oh, she stole from us. Oh, she's a thief. This was rigged. Oh, this was fixed. I wanted Gina Carano. I wanted her investigated for RICO. There were other people in on this. So you know what I decided to do, folks? And I promise you, we'll move on after this. I was just so beside myself when I could not believe it. It was like I watched a robbery happen right in front of me, and nobody else around me really seemed to understand that they stole from us. I picked 2 very popular songs, Rob. I want to see how far we get into the songs before the Ronda Rousey fight would have ended. I just want to see how far we would have gotten. The fight ended in 17 seconds. Can you imagine training for months to do something, and then it's over in 17 seconds? So, Rob, I found 2 very popular songs that everybody listening has heard. Why don't we start right now with Thriller? Thriller's in the news right now. Michael Jackson, #1 movie in the world. Everybody's heard this song before. Rob, I want to let you know how far into Thriller you would have gotten before Gina Carano tapped out of the fight on Saturday. Listen to this. That's it. Then they skip to the next song. We couldn't even get to the second bar of the song. It just got close to midnight. They haven't even left the movie theater yet. Fight over. Done. We're done fighting. No more fighting. It's complete. Last song I want to play for, and I promise you we'll move on. I want to play for you another song. Maybe you're not a Michael Jackson individual. Maybe you're like, I actually hate that song. I'm going to play for you, Rob, When Doves Cry. So this is the radio version. Tomorrow, if you were riding around and you were flipping through FM and you just clicked on a radio station and they were like, coming up next, Prince, When Doves Cry. And I love this song. I want to hear this song. Who doesn't love When Doves Cry? Amazing song. This is how far you would get into, Rob, When Doves Cry. That's it. That's all you would have got. You wouldn't get anything else from When Doves Cry. We couldn't even get to the bum, bum, bum. We didn't get any words from the song. Some of you didn't even recognize the song. I had to tell you what it was. That's what they did to us yesterday. They stole money from us. Criminal. I want that fight investigated. I want Gina Carano. I want her tried for RICO. I want us to go through her cell phone. I want to see who she was texting, who she was talking to. Oh, she bet on another person. She bet on Ronda Rousey. This was fixed. She tried to eat off both ends of the apple. She got $1 million from Netflix, and then she got another $1 million off Polymarket. She stole from us.
How many times are you going to fall for these Netflix fights? You watch
every time. I'm going to fall for them every time.
I remember weeks leading in, you're like, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, feels fixed. Who watched it? You watched that fight. And yet here we sit, you fell for the same gambit over and over again.
I fall for it every time. They're going to get me again, I'm sure of it.
You're like Charlie Brown trying to kick that football. My guy, she's going to pull it away at the last minute. It's a rigged fight. Stop it.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, I'm telling you. They swindled us is what they did. That was a legendary hoodwink is what they pulled on us. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Denny Matthews, the legendary Royals voice, the Hall of Famer. So I was listening to a football podcast today. Rob, I worked out. I'll tell you the story later. I can only tell you one. That was my Saturday. Let me tell you, I got it one at a time. So today, when I was working out, I was listening to a football podcast. I like John Middlecoff. I like the 3 and Out podcast. I just think he has a good NFL voice. So he was talking to Colin Cowherd, and they were talking about the NFL schedule and how it's changing. Netflix and Paramount Plus and Peacock and all of these different entities. And he has a theory. John Middlecoff believes that Amazon is going to take over Sunday Night Football.
Thursday Night Football has taken a huge step up in the world of sports. It is now appointment viewing. The level of games they're getting are much higher. Amazon is basically a $3 trillion company and getting more valuable. They clearly enjoy being in business with the NFL. And I think the NFL clearly enjoys being in business with them because unlike NBC, Fox, CBS, like when you're talking billions upon billions of dollars, they don't have unlimited money. Amazon could buy the entire NFL package, triple it relative to everyone else, and not even blink an eye. I would be stunned if Sunday Night Football, if Amazon isn't heavily involved. And they're
So we can stop it there. Obviously, this is speculation. We don't know, but I think we all know Amazon has enough money. Whatever Amazon wants, they will likely get. Amazon wanted to be involved with Thursday Night Football. Amazon wanted a much better Thursday night football package than they were getting. They complained to the NFL, and the NFL changed it immediately. The Amazon wanted a Black Friday game. They gave it to them. Amazon wanted a playoff game. They gave it to them. Amazon is going to have a much bigger role in the next 10 years when it comes to the National Football League. Losing NBC as a broadcasting partner would be a severe mistake. When you think about our perception of NBC Sports and the standard and the broadcasting, it is the best, in my opinion. There is no company that shows NFL games that I think is better at it than NBC. Losing NBC as a television partner would be a terrible, terrible mistake if you're the National Football League. At some point, it can't just be about the money. It's got to be about the product. It's got to be about the presentation. It's got to be about accessibility. It has to be about those things. I understand that Amazon has a part in it, and I'm not even mad Amazon has games. They cannot move away from NBC as a broadcasting partner. They are the absolute best, I think, at broadcasting sports. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Denny Matthews, Hall of Fame voice of the Royals. That's coming up. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan. When severe weather hits, tune in to 98.1 KMBZ for Operation Stormwatch. Brought to you by Century Roofing. Proudly voted the #1 roofing company in all of Kansas City. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. Heartland Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
The wild weather this spring has brought hail to New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. What that means is they've got plenty of new and used cars and trucks with light cosmetic hail damage. New Century is having a hail of a sale to clear them all out. You can save as much as $15,000 and still receive all the factory incentives. The hail of a sale will not last long at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Remember, you always pay less in Paola. See dealer for details.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Steve here with Connolly Plumbing Solutions. Outside faucets are annoying. We are currently running our outside faucet replacement special of $399 with access. Visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
The U.S. Treasury just released its official financial report for 2025. Buried in it is a startling admission. By its own numbers, it appears the U.S. government is insolvent. When governments go this deep in debt, they print money, raise taxes, or cut benefits, none of which can help protect you. That's why people move part of their savings into physical gold and silver. Call Monetary Gold at 877-NOW-GOLD for their complimentary gold and silver guide. That's 877-NOW-GOLD. Call Monetary Gold now at 877-NOW-GOLD. Do it before the next headline, not after. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Royals coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. Forward and back, RENNER.
Almost Andy Reid here. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and Renner Garage Door is giving back. 5% of sales go to Authentic Life Foundation, and you get 5% off your project. Visit RennerDoor.com.
RENNER, RENNER.
The 5th annual Cody and Gold Garage Sale is back Wednesday, June 10th, with all auction items benefiting the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Welcome back into the drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here. Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by the Hall of Fame voice of the Kansas City Royals, Denny Matthews, joins us on the show today. Denny, how you doing today?
Carrington, I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Denny, let's start here. I fear that this is just going to be the cycle that the Royals are in. They're going to have some stretches where they are remarkably hot like they were 2 weeks ago. They're going to have some stretches where they're remarkably cold like they seem to be right now. This team has just been on a roller coaster for the first 50 games of the season.
Have no fear of roller coasters, Carrington, but you are right. That has been the trend. Will it continue? We'll find out, but hang on tight to that roller coaster.
When the Royals are on, I guess, the up trajectory of the roller coaster, what are they doing well?
Good solid pitching yesterday. Very good defense yesterday. Timely hitting yesterday. And that's the answer. It doesn't happen all the time, but that's the formula, and that's what produces the W's.
Let's flip it on the negative side. When the Royals are going through their cold stretches like the one they are in now, what is usually the problem? What's usually going wrong?
Failure to move runners, number one, into scoring position, and number two, from scoring position, getting them home. Very simple.
I feel like the player that embodies what you just said the most is Vinny Pasquantino. I saw some numbers, and for a guy that's going to consistently hit third and fourth in your lineup, you need Vinny to be a bigger and more consistent run producer than he's been.
Exactly right, and he knows that, and he's trying his best. Sometimes, and the old hitting coach, Charlie Lau, had a great expression. He said, try easier. In other words, you can't be at home plate and tense up and your hands are tense. If your hands are tense on the bat, then every muscle in your body is probably going to be tense too. But Vinny wants to do so well, and he tries very hard. The work ethic is there, and he's produced in the past, and you would say, well, it's going to happen again. I think he got off to a slow start last year, but then he would have had 100 RBIs had he not missed most of September. So, hang with him. He's going to come out of it. I can promise you that. Salvi had a very good game offensively yesterday, and we were talking about him last week, and he did well yesterday. Whether that continues for the next 2 weeks, we'll have to wait and see.
I feel like for this team to get over the hump, and getting over the hump right now would just be getting to and staying above 500. They need the old Vinny back, so to speak. He had 262 in 2024. He had 264 in 2025. He's been a consistent run producer. You alluded to it, the RBIs. Right now he's hitting 202. It's just hard to be consistent when one of your most important players is scuffling offensively.
Yeah, and especially hitting in the 3 spot, because you figure with Garcia and Witt, they're going to be on base quite a bit. And that just adds to the stress. And again, he's working on it. He's working hard. He's looking for answers. But hang with him. That's all I can tell you.
Right now, we're talking to the Hall of Fame voice of the Kansas City Royals, Denny Matthews, joining us on the show today. You mentioned Salvador Perez. He hit a home run. I'm hoping that this is the start of him turning the corner around and really getting going as we're headed to your June 1st target date.
Yeah, and you know what that would do, too, and we'll see if that eventuates, is to take a little bit more of the pressure off Benny Pasquantino. And then if that happens, then the top 4 or 5 in your batting order are going to be very productive, and we saw that a lot last year.
Denny, sometimes I just like to ask you about Bobby Witt Jr. Sometimes it's not even necessarily a question. I just want your observations. Right now, he is second in the American League MVP odds. He is just playing fantastic, consistent baseball for this team.
Well, the only thing I can say is that he's the best player in baseball. And that kind of says it all, doesn't it? And he does everything well, including, and this is the most important thing, he's got all the physical attributes, and that's visible. You can sit down at the ballpark and watch and see that. But what he does between the ears is the biggest item in his repertoire, because he is so smart, he feels the game so well, he anticipates the game so well, he takes nothing for granted, and that's why he's such an amazing player, is because his brain is always clicking. He does not, during the course of the game, miss a thing. He doesn't give up any at-bats. If he hits a routine ground ball to the infield, he's running as fast as he can toward first base. And I want you to go out to the ballpark and watch 20 games and find something that he doesn't do well, and then we can sit down and talk about it and try to figure out what happened.
Denny, I'll get you out of here with this last question. The ABS system, now that we've had about 50 games to kind of evaluate it and see it up close, what are your thoughts on ABS? Have they changed as you've seen it implemented more and more into the game?
Yeah, I think it's fine. I don't have anything negative to say about it. It's fine. It's not overdone. It's a quick process. So, yeah, so far so good.
That's the thing that has kind of blown me away, that I'm hoping that, as they implement more and more repay, it just slows the game down more and more. I've been surprised at how instant it has been. It is a really quick, seamless process.
Yeah, and it really works well with the pitch clock. And we've had 2 or 3, I'd say, fairly long games over the last week and a half. But the pitch clock has been amazing. I think it saved the game in a lot of ways. And the new system is working into that very well.
This is a really important homestand for the Royals. You go up against Boston, a team that has really tried to clean house in the middle of the season. Seattle was a team that had a chance to go to the World Series last year, and they got the Yankees at home for Memorial Day weekend, and the Yankees have just dominated the Royals over the last 2 years.
Yeah, the homestand is important, but they all are. Let's be honest about it. You just got to get into the theme of things where everything is smooth and things are clicking, and it'll be a different-looking team.
That is the Hall of Fame voice of the Kansas City Royals, Denny Matthews, joining us on the show. First pitch has been moved up to 6:10 today because of the possibility of bad weather here in Kansas City. Denny, it's always great catching up with you. We'll catch up with you next Monday.
Look forward to it. Thanks, Carrington.
Absolutely. That's Denny Matthews joining us on the show. Text line 913-586-7965. Are you guys with me on this series? Now, I don't want to bury the Royals. I really don't want to bury the Royals, but they have a 9-game homestand. I'm going to guess it's the longest homestand they have this year, or tied for it. 9 consecutive home games. That's a lot in baseball. It's a lot. I'm going to imagine that the Royals are losing the series to the Yankees. The Yankees are clearly better than the Royals, and they have just beat the Royals up the last 2 years that they have gone up against them. Now, I'm not ready to call it a sweep. The Royals could get one, but I would be stunned if the Royals won the series against the Yankees. So you already know going into it that you are going to lose one of the 3 series that they have coming up. They have one over the next 3 days against the Boston Red Sox. The Red Sox might be one of the few teams in the American League that are in worse shape than the Royals are. because of all of the changes that they've gone through over the last 3 weeks. And then you're sandwiched in the middle against Seattle. This is a team that the Royals swept last couple weeks ago whenever they were in the Emerald City. But Seattle was also a team that had a chance to go to the World Series last year and lost in the seventh game of the ALCS. So Seattle certainly has championship-like pedigree. Just early in the season, they have gotten off to a little bit of a slow start. Rob, I see this as a potential tipping point for the Royals, and probably more in a negative way than a positive way. I would be a little surprised if you and I 10 days from now were talking about the Royals having a 7-2 homestand, but I would not be surprised if we were having a conversation and the Royals went 3-6 on this homestand, and you and I are looking at the Royals like they're done.
If they don't go 6-3, it's hard. And by the way, 6-3 is great baseball. It's hard for me to imagine a situation where the Royals can start to dig themselves out of this hole. They don't have Chris Bubich. We don't know the situation with Cole Reagans. They're playing the Yankees. Right now, I would say the Mariners are playing better baseball than them. It's hard to imagine a scenario where you're 5-4 and it's all right, we're just kicking the can down the road to 6 games under 500. If you're not 6-3 or better in this homestand, it feels like you're just kind of stuck in neutral. I guess worse than neutral, you're just kind of stuck being bad. So, I mean, I do not like the state of the organization right now, and I think this homestand might be a death sentence for a lot of fans, because if they go 3-6 and they get swept by the Yankees, you're telling me in June fans are going to get fired up to go out there and see that team? I don't know they will.
No, I don't. They will not is the answer to your question. I don't think they will not be very excited about this team. It feels like the Royals' health bar is flashing, and I don't trust this team multiple times this season to have a stretch like they just had a couple of weeks ago. I mean, the Royals were red hot, and they were right there on the doorstep. I absolutely believe this. If the Royals had just won that series against Cleveland, I think we're having a very different conversation. They won those first 2 games against Cleveland. If the Royals could just figure out a way to win one of those next 2 games against Cleveland and win that series, I don't know if the Royals go into the tailspin immediately following it the way that they did. I think it was such a letdown. I think it was such a disappointment to do all of that work, to have a chance and be right there on the doorstep. And this Royals team just hasn't shown you that they handle adversity very, very well. You and I were having this conversation, and we can bring it to the air, 913-586-7965. We're going to save a Spec Says for later in the week. I don't think we need it yet. I don't think we need it right now. Spec thinks that if the Royals keep playing like the Royals, somebody's key card is not going to be working. Now, I don't think it's going to be the manager. You think there's a chance that it is the manager. I think they're firing the hitting coach. My saying. At some point when things are going wrong, you got to hand the public somebody. I don't think they're going to hand the public the manager. I mean, they've had back-to-back winning seasons. I don't think in the middle of the 60-game, 70-game stretch, they're firing the manager. They usually fire the offensive defensive coordinator. In this scenario, if the Royals keep doing what they're doing and Vinny is struggling and Salvi is struggling, the person that will end up losing their job is probably who shouldn't have had it at the beginning of the season to begin with, and it's probably their hitting coach. It's probably Alex Zumwalt.
Listen, I understand major organizations and teams don't make hiring or firing decisions based on the sentiment of the fans. I'm aware of that. But I don't know that just firing the hitting coach is going to satiate fans anymore. You're right. We say all the time on this show, you got to hand them someone. Usually you can hand them the offensive coordinator, the quarterback coach, the hitting coach, because that will quiet fans down. The Royals wrote it out through all of 2025 when they had offensive problems with the hitting coach, and then stuck with him coming into 2026. I think fans now have turned their anger and frustration to the person who kept him on the staff. I think the fans have grown tired of Q. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I think the fans have grown tired of Q, and I think now there are times where his lineup card is reflective of a guy who is stubborn and says, here's what I'm doing, deal with it, more often than not, and I don't know you can continue to have a manager doing that for a team that you thought had expectations. I think you need to fire someone up the chain to satiate fans for the failure this season is heading down.
We just say up the chain. There's only 2 people to fire then in that case. They're not firing J.J. Piccolo. They're not firing the manager. They are not the Royals. The Royals. Let's keep in mind who the Royals are. The Royals, who had back-to-back winning seasons, are not firing their general manager 70 games in. They're not firing their manager. The Red Sox might do that. The Yankees might do that. The San Francisco Giants might do that. The Royals are not firing their manager in the first 70 games of the season. Now, at the end of the season, we can have a different conversation. The hitting coach, I think, is a little bit different. Somebody send this text in. I think is very interesting. Someone on the text line says, 913-586-7965. Manager Q just does what the computer says. We have a AI manager. Let's talk about that on the other side. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Your off-season home for everything Chiefs football.
Talking about the top story, the Chiefs, they have a new offensive coordinator.
96.5, The Fan.
As a paramedic, do you recommend seatbelts?
I'm definitely an advocate for seatbelts.
Why?
When you're in a wreck, the seatbelt immediately will lock you in place and hold you exactly where you are. And if the vehicle rolls, spins, or just sustains a lot of force, you're going to stay right where you are, protected and cushioned. That's how they're designed.
But it's my choice if I wear one. You can't make me.
It's your decision, but you're going to see me if you decide to not wear your seatbelt, and it might not be a good situation for you.
Always buckle up. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid at Rob Seid Ford. Rob, I smell a grill. What's cooking?
Kevin, the grills are fired up, and so are the deals. Right now at Rob Seid Ford, it's the Ford Employee Pricing Sales Event with the best deals we've had in the past 12 months.
Now that's saying something. What are we talking?
Employee pricing on virtually every new Ford on our lot, plus even more dealer discounts on top.
So how hot do these deals get?
Up to $17,500 off brand new F-150s at Rob Seid Ford, plus huge savings on Expedition, Explorer, Bronco Sport, Bronco, and more.
Wow, that's 5 alarm hot.
Exactly, and unlike Kevin's Burgers, these deals are coming out juicy.
All right, I walked into that one.
Shop Rob Seid Ford, Kansas City's top-rated Ford store on Google. 4.8 stars and nearly 3,500 reviews.
Rob Seid Ford, 135th and State Line, or robseid.com.
Buy right, Rob Seid.
Fanatics Sportsbook makes being a sports fan more rewarding every single day. When you bet with Fanatics, you earn up to 10% fan cash on your bets, whether you win or lose. Fan cash is Fanatics' exclusive loyalty currency, and it's not just points, because every dollar of fan cash is a dollar you can spend on anything at Fanatics, like your favorite team gear on Fanatics.com, profit boosts and bonus bets on Fanatics Sportsbook, or on tickets, collectibles, and so much more. That's what makes Fanatics Sportsbook the most rewarding place to be a fan, no matter your game. So download Fanatics Sportsbook now and start stacking up fan cash all playoffs long to spend on the stuff you love the most. Fanatics Sportsbook. Winning hits different here. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or 1-800-MyReset. CT call 888-789-7777. MA call 800-327-5050. NY call 877-8-HOPE-NY. MD visit mdgamblinghelp.org. Offer not available in all states. Terms apply. See Fanatics Sportsbook app.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Contractors ready to get paid to upgrade your installs? See Navient's new HVAC systems at the KC Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Speak with Navient reps, check out the new NPF Hydro Furnace, and learn how qualifying installs can earn you up to $1,500 back. Over 30 vendors, food, giveaways, and more.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Okay, the crash is still working. 70 westbound just past Lee Summit. 2 separate crashes in that area, and I'm starting to see some red. Yep, big delay. Also down at 435 eastbound and Holmes. It is the right lane blocked. That is the stall. I'm Valid Traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Vinny Pasquantino. Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball, 96.5 The Fan.
All right. I want to read some text because I think you guys are making some really good points. So, this isn't a Spec Says, but this is just a conversation we were having just as we were getting ready for the show. And Spec told me that if the Royals continue on this path, somebody's key card is not working. Rob then interjected and said, I think it's the manager. And I said, no chance. The Royals, who historically have not been a great organization. Like, I don't say that to be negative. It's just a matter of fact. Historically, they have not been great. They are not having back-to-back winning seasons, having a disappointing season, and in the middle of that season, then firing their manager. They are not doing that. The Yankees might do that. The Red Sox might do that. The Royals, they are not doing that. Now, there's other people to fire. I think they would fire the hitting coach, who I don't really even know why he was brought back, to be completely frank with you guys. Now, the text line is now weighing in, and I think they have some good points. 913-586-7965. Someone sent in, Manager Q just does what the computer says. We have an AI manager. Someone else on the text line says this. Q admitted on your network that JJ influences the lineup, so people keep blaming him, but the front office is telling him who the lineup should be. He is just a puppet doing whatever JJ's computer says on a day-to-day basis. Somebody else sent this in. Q's stubborn lineups work about 2 out of every 7 games. He has no feel for the game. His computer makes his decisions. I agree. Zumwalt will not be enough. Fans are tired of seeing the same terrible lineups roll out every night. I cannot tell you that you are wrong. For the life of me, I do not understand how the Royals' offense can be as inconsistent for as long as it's been. This is not just a 47-game problem this year. This was an issue last year. How the Royals can see their offense and continue to have Vinny hit third and Salvi hit fourth every single night is mind-blowing to me. It is. It's mind-blowing to me that they continue to do this, where I'm with you. I think fans, me, most people would feel better if today they just tried a different order. You know, Why don't we move Bobby a little bit down in the order? Why don't we put Carter up here? Why don't we put Jack Caglione? Why don't we move Vinny and move Salvi? And why don't we just shake some things up a bit? But I'm with you. The fact that the Royals, their offense is not working, their season is drowning right before us, and the Royals, their house is on fire. And the Royals just seem oblivious to it and keep doing the same thing with the expectation that that's going to turn things around. Is just, it makes you want to pull your hair out on a day in, day out basis. I understand using analytics. I understand using AI or whatever term you want to use. I get all of that. There has to be a human touch and a human feel of the way things are going. And it does appear from the outside looking in, and I'm with you, perception becomes reality at some point. The Royals seem very rigid and stuck in their ways. And for an organization that doesn't do a whole lot of winning, that is one of the worst characteristics that you could have. I could understand if, for example, Buffalo in the NFL. I would get it. Hey, we won our division the last 5 years. We got the best quarterback. We keep making the postseason. We keep winning games in the postseason. Our way works. Eventually, it's going to break through. What is Matt Quatraro's way? What has he accomplished on his own? What has J.J. Piccolo done in his career? These guys haven't done anything. I've said this in the past, but I really, really believe this. I think the Royals got a false sense of security in 2024 because they were in the same division of the Chicago White Sox, and they just beat up on the Chicago White Sox. And for 3 years, outside of playing the dreadful White Sox, they have been a below average team. But I get it. They won 86 games. All of us felt good. They made the postseason. They won a wild card round against the team. You remember that Orioles team was fading fast down the stretch. I think the Royals just got a real false sense of security about where they are. And for basically the last 2 seasons, the Royals have just operated like everything is good. I don't know how you can see your offense over the last 365 days and have the thought process that everything is good. It's not good. You're bad in a bad American League. It's not like right now we're looking at the American League, man, it's tough. How can you keep pace with this team? There's never been an American League that is more designed for you to be in it, and the Royals don't even appear to be in that. They have failed tremendously this season.
Here's why I think Q's seat gets hot. And you're right. Matt has said on this station with Fesco and Dusty, JJ has input on the lineup. By the way, that's pretty commonplace nowadays. The Dodgers front office has input on the lineup that Dave Roberts put out every night. It is not uncommon to have analytics departments have influence on the lineup. It is not some crazy notion. It is not some unique Royals thing. It is a thing that happens very often. But here's why my frustration with Q. You're going to tell me that you're an analytics-driven manager. And I'm actually cool being an analytics-driven manager. That's how I think the game should be played in 2026. There is not a single analytic on earth that shows that your 3 and 4 hitters should be Salvi and Vinny.
Every day.
You can't tell me Lane Thomas is playing over Jack Caglione because of the splits and the numbers and all these things. And, hey, we're not going to have Carter Jensen be an everyday guy because the numbers show he's not a great defensive catcher, and we know we're going to hide him against lefties because the numbers are the numbers. But Vinny Pasquantino's hitting below the Mendoza line, and he gets to hit in the 3 spot every day. It can't be both. That's why I say I think maybe the manager is at fault a little bit because it feels like 3 and 4 is just stubbornness. There's nothing else to it. And I would also say, and I think you're right, I don't think the Royals are going to fire the manager in the season, but I would say multiple times this year where a major talking point has happened with the team, you can point back to the manager. Okay, remember the first series, what did we talk about? Carlos Estevez was not ready to go. He should not have been the closer in game 2, and they lost that game because they rolled him out there. Whose decision was that? That was Matt Quatraro's. The 3-4 spot we've talked about. The frustration people have seen with CAG. Like, those things all point back to the manager. And I'm not saying he's fired tomorrow, but, I mean, his seat has to be getting hot, right? Like, there has to be a heat coming somewhere from it.
I want to switch gears just a little bit. I just don't want to spend all day beating up on the Royals. The Cardinals did enough of that over the weekend. Trust me, we'll come back to the Royals. I just don't have it in me to just get the sledgehammer out and just keep pounding away at the Royals. They're not a good baseball team. They haven't really done anything this season that would make you believe that they are a good baseball team. They had a good 2-week stretch where they gave you just enough hope to get excited. It happened to really coincide immediately after the NFL draft to get you to believe, And this is just, they're not good. We have too much information. They are not a good team. We are a week away from Memorial Day. With the Yankees coming into town, they're going to be 9 games under 500. The Yankees are going to sweep them into oblivion. They'll be 12 games under by the time we get back from Memorial Day, and we'll start thinking of radio bits to get us to the World Cup. That is probably how this plays out for the Kansas City Royals. Let's talk about the Chiefs. I gotta cleanse myself from the Royals for just a bit. So I want to play this audio for you guys. This is the conversation that was on the Todd McShay show. Listen to a name they threw out as a potential defensive rookie of the year candidate. Listen to this.
I like Delane. Look, Brett Veach wasn't the general manager when they took Marcus Peters in 2015 in Kansas City, but he was there. He was the co-director of player personnel. I think Mansour Delane is going to have that kind of an impact on the Chiefs this year. And I think because he's a rookie, teams are going to test him, and I think that they're going to get burned. I think that he's going to stand up to the test, and he's going to do really well. I really like Mansour Delane in that system with those coaches in that scheme. Give me Mansour Delane.
Yeah, if they can get pressure on the quarterback, then there's going to be opportunity, and there was no cornerback in this class that is more zen-like or at peace when the ball is in the air, and that is one of the most important parts of playing that position. So that'll be fun to watch.
It obviously goes without saying, if Mansour Delane wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, history tells you he is going to be a phenomenal player. You don't win that award by mistake. You go on to be one of the best defensive players in the league. Now, the Carson Swings, how do you pronounce the kid's last name? The linebacker from the Browns?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about, the linebacker from the Browns.
This may stun you. I don't talk a lot about Browns linebackers. I've only seen it written.
He got the same name as that girl from the Pussycat Dolls. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Scherzinger, I don't know how to pronounce the kid's last name. You know who I'm talking about. He had a very good season, won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Now, I can't pronounce all the names of the players before him that won it. The 5 players that won Defensive Rookie of the Year before him: Jared Verse, Will Anderson, Sauce Gardner, Micah Parsons, Chase Young. Now, Chase Young didn't go on to be exactly what we thought, but he got off to a really good start. Before that, Nick Bosa, Shaquille Leonard. If you win Defensive Rookie of the Year, you are more than likely a dog. Now, where I think it will be very difficult for Delane to win the award, even if he has a phenomenal season, Rob, did you know in the last 30 years, there have only been 4 corners to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? I've got the 4 for you. Sauce Gardner, who had an incredible rookie season with the Jets. Marshawn Lattimore, who, very, very good corner. Would you be disappointed if that's who Mansour Delane turns out to be, Marshawn Lattimore? Because Lattimore for a while was really, really good.
Yes, I'd be disappointed. Only because of the trade. I think the trade changed the calculus. Marshawn Lattimore was really good for a short time, but when he was good, he was good. But I think I would lean that's a disappointment for a top 10 pick.
Okay, I'm just asking. 4-time Pro Bowler for Lattimore, 1 Defensive Rookie of the Year, but
All-Pro, never All-Pro, though.
Never was an All-Pro, but was obviously a good player.
A very good player,
for a long time. He was a good player.
I wouldn't be disappointed, but I wouldn't be excited if that's maybe the best way to describe it.
So the 4 corners are Sauce Gardner, Marshawn Lattimore, Marcus Peters won. I remember he had a lot of interceptions his rookie year, and Charles Woodson. Those have been the only corners over the last 30 years to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. For the most part, you got to be a guy that gets sacks. You got to be a guy that gets sacks in order to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So I just think it's going to be very difficult for him to win it. But he obviously can have a phenomenal rookie season. I mean, Nick Imawari was maybe the best rookie defensive player in the league. Didn't win it this year. Certainly, you would be very happy to have him on the rest of your team. So just looking at that list, but I'm happy to see him getting some love. I'm happy to hear his name being thrown out there. Mansour Delane on the Todd McShay podcast was thrown out as somebody who could win the award.
I do think it's of note. I think Mansour Delane has a chance to be a very good player for the Chiefs. I do think it's of note. Todd McShay made the point at the end of that cut there. If the Chiefs get a pass rush, he has a chance to be opportunistic, and he's very good in ball skills. If the Chiefs don't have a pass rush, I don't think any corner in the NFL is good with no pass rush. I don't think Revis Island in his prime is good with no pass rush. So On defense, it's not some earth-shattering take. Coverage and pass rush work hand in hand. But if there is no pass rush this year, that could be a problem for Monster Lane's chances, because how many times did you and I hear about this stat that, Trent McDuffie doesn't have a pick, Trent McDuffie doesn't have a pick, no picks for Trent McDuffie. That's something to keep an eye on. If there's no pass rush, there's not really opportunities for Delane to take the ball away.
Have you been following this story about Brendan Sorsby? So for those of you that don't know, Brendan Sorsby, he was the quarterback at Cincinnati last year. He was a very good player. He then transferred from Cincinnati to Texas Tech. They got all the money in the world down there at Texas Tech. They were probably going to be ranked number 10, somewhere in the top 10 preseason. I think Texas Tech is one of the better teams in the country. They loaded up this roster. They made the playoff last year. I think they got better at quarterback. They were going to be one of the better teams in the country. Fast forward, their quarterback gets kicked off the team because we found out that he had a gambling problem. Well, Rob, I saw a quote because he is now suing the NCAA to try to get back onto the field. Now, I'll read you the quote here in a little bit. I think there's a chance he wins this. I do. I think there's a chance.
Is that because of his case, or the NCAA is so bad in court?
Both. It is not like professional sports where it is collectively bargained. There is an agreement that you make when you sign an NFL contract, when you sign a professional contract. I will not participate in these actions. I don't know if that's the case in college athletics. So I think he will have a possible legal loophole, even though we all agree if you gamble on your own team, which we know, and he has admitted that he has gambled on his own team, if you do that in the NFL, I don't care who you are being kicked out of the league if you end up doing that. But I think he may be able to find that loophole because it is technically not against the law. You can bet on whatever you want to bet on. And the NCAA just hasn't really shown me in court that they win a lot of these decisions. They get overturned almost continuously. Now, let me read for you this quote. I can't believe that he said this. So this is from Yahoo Sports. Brendan Sorsby. So he was at Indiana. He was at Indiana, transferred to Cincinnati. Now he transferred to Texas Tech. Brendan Sorsby bet on Indiana football in 2022, quote, to feel more connected with the team per his affidavit. Quote, I rationalized placing those bets as a way to feel more connected to my team, to root for my friends, and feel like, quote, I had a real stake in the games that otherwise I was not involved in. But then he later added, because Indiana football was not a strong competitor in 2022, I lost the majority of the bets that I placed. Come on now. You are not going to convince me that you were betting on your own team because you wanted to feel closer to the action and support your friends. No. You felt like you had an inside edge. You felt like you had information, and you placed a couple of wagers. That's what you did. Now, I think sports have set a very, very clear rule. If you bet on your team, you cannot play. I do not believe that Brendan Sorsby should be allowed to play college football again. But as we have seen, there's a lot of things that I don't think you should be able to do and you are allowed to do in court. I don't think you should be allowed to be drafted in the NBA, participate in NBA games, and then eligible to play college basketball. We have determined that that is okay and that is acceptable. To me, you shouldn't be able to make millions of dollars in the Euro League. Now, let me come over here and hit you guys up for a little bit more cash, too. I don't think that's the purpose of college athletics. The courts have disagreed with my opinion on that. So I agree that Brendan Sorsby should be out. I imagine many of you, 913-586-7965, it was proven that he bet against his own team while on the team in college football. We found out. He admitted it. That should be instant dismissal. You should no longer be a part of the NCAA, but just given their track record and their history, I'm going to guess that he wins this case.
I hope against hope he does not win his case. I looked this up. You're right. There's no CBA. But I looked it up. Does the NCAA have a rule about its student athletes gambling on games? The answer is yes. It is strictly prohibited for NCAA athletes to bet on collegiate athletics or pro sports in any capacity. That's the rule. Full stop. The rule exists. Now, if you want to tell me the NCAA is powerless and a sham organization, that's fine. But right now, he is still under the umbrella of the NCAA, which has a rule. You can't gamble. Period. Full stop. So I hope he gets smoked in court. You know what? I'd like to place a wager on it. I know he would probably enjoy that too, because he should not be allowed to continue to play college sports because he was betting on Indiana games to feel a closeness to the team or whatever nonsense he was saying. The NCAA, I will go against them 99 times out of 100. But come on now. We're in court because one of your players was gambling and he thinks that should be allowed? No, it should not be allowed.
I'm 100% with you. Someone on the text line, 913-586-7965. Weren't they all like under $10 bets, though? I don't care. That does not matter to me. There is a social contract that every athlete signs. You cannot bet on your own team. If Brendan Sorsby had just placed a bunch of baseball bets, I think Brendan Sorsby should be allowed to play. He was on the team and wagered on the team. I don't care if you bet $250,000 or $1 million. That should void your college eligibility. Someone says if he wins the case, will there be any team that takes him? The team that he is currently on will take him. A bunch of teams will take him. So don't worry about that part of it. If he wins the case, there will be a spot for him. The team that he's already on, they will very happily take him. They can't win the championship this year without him. So, yes, they would take him. And if it was still a period of openness where he could hit the portal, you can't now because they changed the rules, so you can't transfer anymore. If he was available, almost everybody would want him. He's one of the 10 best college quarterbacks this year. He would absolutely find a spot. I think a team's going to use a decent draft pick on him if he goes to the NFL. The supplemental draft, I think he goes in the first couple rounds. I think a team takes him. I think he has a chance of being a very, very good quarterback. And that is why Texas Tech is going to run through all of this to hope to see if he can get eligible on the field. All right, coming up on the other side, I have to tell you guys a story. I signed up for a gym membership. I have a million questions. I'll tell you what they are. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5, The Fan.
This is one of my favorite times of the sports calendar, and FanDuel is celebrating it right. FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day of the NBA playoffs. We're talking special drops that you don't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. The best part of this is it's every single day. All you need to do is head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. I absolutely love the NBA playoffs. I'm talking of every day, every night. Incredible basketball played at the highest level by the biggest stars in the game. So it doesn't matter if it's a buzzer beater or it's a series sweep. They got you covered over on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook app. So whether you're betting the early game or you're getting ready for the prime time, make sure that you open up the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. Go to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel, an official partner of the NBA and also the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 are present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. The world is coming to Kansas City. Is your parking lot ready? Over at Gann Asphalt and Concrete, they'll make sure that your parking lot is inviting, safe, and of course, your project being cost-effective. Find them at GannAsphalt.com. One contractor, all things parking lot.
Hey, it's Rex here with Rex Buys KC. I get it. Selling your house can sometimes feel overwhelming or scary, right? I've seen it too many times. A homeowner thought they had a deal, only to have the buyer back out at the last minute. That's not how we do business at Rex Buys KC. I'm local, I know Kansas City, and I make sure every deal actually closes like it's supposed to. No hidden fees, no showings, no last-minute surprises, just a fair cash offer and a process you can count on. We buy homes in any condition and judgment-free. So whether your house needs repairs or you just want a fast, hassle-free sale, we can make it happen. If you want certainty, transparency, and someone local who actually delivers, call 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Rex Buys KC, helping people make smart choices one home at a time. 816-330-6000 or rexbuyskc.com.
Tonight, Expect a chance of showers and thunderstorms with a low of 58.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
In a world in need of a hero, one man rises to the challenge in style. He is...
just driving the kids to soccer practice.
Make every day feel epic in the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid with up to an EPA-estimated 619 miles of range on select trims, advanced tech, and class-leading interior space. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
And hey, come on, no cleats on the seats.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hot damn! Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea just got harder with Twisted Tea Extreme. Twisted Tea Extreme is made with real brewed tea, goes down smooth, and an 8% kick of alcohol. Dial up the fun with Twisted Tea Extreme. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If Twisted Tea was your best friend, they'd start a dance party in the supermarket that turns into a pool party at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea is smooth, refreshing, and always fun. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Royals coverage sponsored by Park & Go, the best deal on airport parking.
Trading the jacket for flip-flops? Start your sun-soaked getaway stress-free with Park & Go. All covered parking keeps your car cool and protected while you're catching rays. Quick shuttle straight to the terminal. Reserve now at bookparkandgo.com. Park & Go, family-owned, customer-approved.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. We've got the crash that's working Overland Park, and that's 35 northbound just past 87th. Left lane is blocked. Still working is the two-car crash 70 westbound at Lee Summit. It is the right lane that's blocked there. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail-damaged new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Subscribe to 96.5 The Fan on YouTube to watch the show from wherever you are.
I want to tell you guys a story. The story about my life. This will not be a sports story, so come back at the top of the hour if you want commentary on the Royals bullpen. That was not what this segment will be about. So recently, I've been feeling like, you know what? Maybe I should go to the gym. I don't really move around enough throughout the course of the day. 40 is rapidly approaching. And I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe I should just be more active and try to go to the gym. And you know how sometimes your phone can read your mind? So you start to get more of these videos and you're seeing people work out and eat better. And you start thinking, man, I can do that. You know what? I'm going to do it. So I get in my car on Saturday and I drive to Planet Fitness. I go up to them and I say, I want to sign up for a membership. They're walking me through the different memberships. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get that one. You sure? Yeah, let me get that one. I got the basic, Rob. I can only go to one Planet Fitness. Can't go to any other ones. Can only go to one. But it's right around the corner from the station, right by work. Oh, it made sense. Now, this is where I started to run into problems. Once I had the membership, I really had no clue what I was supposed to do. And then I learned something. As I started to read and Google, I realized I didn't really know who to trust. Rob, it's kind of like if you don't know who to gamble on, so then you start going to get different gambling picks. One person will tell you why the Knicks will win the series. The other person will tell you why the Cavs will win the series. Both of them make very, very good points. And then you're just stuck. You just get way too much information. Some people are telling me I can't eat rice. Some people are telling me that I can't eat rice. Some people are telling me that cardio is the best thing you can do. Somebody else is telling me that cardio is useless. I was confused. So you know what I did, Rob? I went on ChatGPT. And I just said, hey, give me a basic workout for today. Just a basic beginner, something I can do for 45 minutes. So you know what? Little spits you out something. Now, Rob, I ran into a challenge. I didn't know what any of these workouts were. I didn't really know what they meant. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me now just watch all of the workouts on TikTok. Let me watch somebody else do the workout. So I got feeling confident. I'm like, all right, I know what I'm doing. Rob, I laid my gym clothes out like I was going to school. I woke up today excited to go to the gym. Got into the gym around 9 o'clock. Woke up, got myself a little protein shake. I'm feeling good when I walk in there. No one can explain to you the awkwardness of going to the gym when you really have no clue what you're supposed to do. I did all of this work to pump myself up. I felt like I knew what I was doing. I got in there. I'm like, oh, you know what? Let me start on the Stairmaster. So I went over there on the Stairmaster. Like, you got to get moving. You can't just go into lifting weights and you don't know what you're doing. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go over here. So I did the Stairmaster for 10 minutes. I got off the thing. I had a good look. I'm like, I'm feeling good. All right. I started looking at my thing. It's like chest press. I'm like, what is that? I don't know what this is. All the information I consumed, I forgot. Then it turned into a scavenger hunt. I'm walking around. I don't know exactly where the machines are. You can't ask anybody because I don't want to look like a rookie in this scenario. I can't go, hey, sir, can you show me where? Can you show me? I didn't know how to do any of the stuff, but I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this discourage me. I'm going to push through. So I found it. I did all of the little workouts I was supposed to do. I mean, it took a little longer because it took me 20 minutes to find one of the machines. I could not find it. I was like, what? I'm reading the signs. I clearly look like a tourist. But you know what? I got through it. And then, Rob, at the end, you know what? I still felt really good. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do the same workout I just did. I'm going to do it again because I feel good. I got a lot of energy. Man, I got back on that shoulder press and tried to do one. I was like, you know what? Just one set's enough. I think I got enough for one. I didn't have too much more energy for that. Then I'm leaving. I feel real accomplished. I feel like I really did something. I honestly did. I felt good about myself. And then I went to go get the hand sanitizer just to, squirt on my hands. My arms, they felt lifeless. They felt like noodles. I couldn't move them. I couldn't move. But you know what, Rob? For day one of working out, this is the first day in my entire life I ever remember having a gym workout by myself. Hey, I'm going to go in here and pump some iron. It was a very, very productive day. I have another day coming up on Wednesday. I want you, Rob, to help keep me accountable. I'm going to give this a go. I told myself I'm going to lock in for the next 90 days and just see how I feel after 3 months of being consistent, and I'll see where I'm at. And then I'll be football season anyway, which, at that point, this whole diet thing, well, son, I'm not going to have any chicken wings. Come on now, what are we doing here? That's my journey of working out today.
I'm all about working out and getting healthy until it's football season. Then screw that noise. I'm
just telling you what happened. I don't know. Everything I told you is 100%. I really was on there, and I'm on YouTube. I'm typing in beginner workout, and then it was You don't expect me to watch some 27-minute video. Come on, I'm not doing that. So I'm like searching, and then I watch it, and I'm like, that one looks too hard. I'm not going to do that. So eventually, I just felt overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to ask ChatGPT. Right now, I'm just going to ask them, what do you think I should do? ChatGPT be trying to encourage you and get you on the right path. So when I finished the workout, I didn't tell you this part of the story. When I finished the workout, I asked ChatGPT, what should I do next? And they're like, oh, you should cool off on the treadmill. And that's when I was like, you know what? I think I could go another round. You know it's bad when ChatGPT tells you that's not a good idea. That thing is designed to tell you everything is a good idea. ChatGPT was like, you know what? That's not a good idea. Please don't push yourself. You might hurt yourself. I was like, I ain't listening to you. I'm going to do it anyway. I then responded to ChatGPT like it was a family member. You were right. That's what I did. I responded to it. You're right. I apologize for not listening to you and your infinite wisdom.
You typed out good looking out.
I swear to you, I can show you the whole thing. I'll show you the whole thing. I replied to ChatGPT when I was done and said, you know what? You were right. That was my workout partner. It was my accountability buddy today. That was my morning. If you wanted to know, that's everything I did this morning.
I'm just curious, based on what I know about people who go to the gym, aren't you required to post on Instagram you're at the gym? Isn't that like box one of gym membership? So people know you're on your grind. You got to put like the flex emoji. That's what you got to start doing.
I'm not working out for Instagram. I'm working out for me.
Clearly not. It's going to stop when chicken wing and football season hits.
Yeah, come on now. Come on now. It's going to be week 1 of the NFL season. I'm just not going to eat. Come on now. I can't do that. But no, I told myself I'm locking in for 90 days. 90 days. Rob, I'm so committed to this. I went to Sprouts yesterday to get some food. I never knew what a Sprouts was. I was Googling places to eat. Like, oh, go here. I was like,
the
all right, I'll go
closest Sprouts to you? Were you in my neck of the woods all the way down to Sprouts?
I was up north.
Okay.
I think I went up north. I went to Sprouts to get food yesterday. I'm sitting there like, what is this? What is this? Organic? I didn't know what it meant. No, that was my morning. If you guys wanted to know what I did today, my arms, they hurt. I'm not gonna hold you. They hurt for real. They hurt a lot. But you know what, Rob? I'm back again on Wednesday. I'm back focused on Wednesday. We're back in the gym at Planet Fitness over there in Mission, Kansas. If you see me, I'll probably have a question because I don't be understanding any of the workouts. I don't know how to work any of the machines. I don't know the right form or technique. I'm just going in there off vibes, vibes and energy and enthusiasm. That's all I'm doing. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
Brought to you by New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. We've got the crash that's working Overland Park, and that's 35 northbound just past 87th. Left lane is blocked. Still working is the 2-car crash 70 westbound at Lee Summit. It is the right lane that's blocked there. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail damaged new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. But this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, let me tell you about my friends over at Gates Barbecue. I just ate at Gates Barbecue on Sunday evening, and let me tell you, oh my goodness, it was delicious. I went to the one over there on Main Street, over by Liberty Memorial. I got the little wing pack. I got 5 wings. I got me a little bit of fries with it too. I also got the burnt E-Mac. I'm telling you, trust me, listen to me. The next time you go to Gates, please make sure you get that burnt E-Mac. It is very high on my list of best side dish in the city when we're talking about barbecue. You can get this at any one of the Area 5 locations, and they got so much more than that. If you got a sweet tooth, you want some dessert, you can get the cherry pie at every location. You can get the yammer pie as well. I put Rob onto the yammer pie. He was eating pumpkin pie his whole life. You know what? Not anymore. Now he's eating some of the yammer pie. I also want to tell you guys, with Memorial Day right around the corner, go stop by any one of the area locations. You can pick up a party tray. You got people coming over. You can pick up some supplies. If you're going to barbecue on your own, you're going to throw something on the grill, pick up some of that Classic Gate sauce, pick up some of that Classic Gate seasoning. You can also get some seasoning for your salads, so you can still have some of that Gates taste, even if you're trying to eat a little different and you're trying to eat green. Whatever it is, I'm telling you, Gates Barbecue has you taken care of. So it doesn't matter if it's on the website, doesn't matter if it's at your local grocery store, or if you stop in store. Whatever you do, make sure it includes Gates Barbecue.
Mia from the Winnings Desk. Every Missouri lottery ticket helps support Missouri public education. Over $8 billion and counting. I was going to list every school, but yeah, there's over 2,400 of them. See the full list at molottery.com/education. Play it forward and play responsibly.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's. All summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
My home's my happy place, but I started to notice those fading colors and peeling paint. I needed a team that cared about the details as much as I do. The CertaPro painters exceeded my expectations. Their free estimate was incredibly detailed and easy to understand. They brought fresh color and quality craftsmanship to our home. Whether it's interior or exterior, protect your home with the best. Schedule your free estimate at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated.
It is not hard to destroy a college. Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now, Campus Files is back for another season.
There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic.
It's almost like a university under siege. Listen to and follow Campus Files. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
As a paramedic, do you recommend seatbelts?
I'm definitely an advocate for seatbelts.
Why?
When you're in a wreck, the seatbelt immediately will lock you in place and hold you exactly where you are. And if the vehicle rolls, spins, or just sustains a lot of force, you're going to stay right where you are, protected and cushioned. That's how they're designed.
But it's my choice if I wear one. You can't make me.
It's your decision, but you're going to see me if you decide to not wear your seatbelt, and it might not be a good situation for you.
Always buckle up. A message from the Kansas Department of Transportation and your local law enforcement community.
Harris, Kansas City is giving away $150,000 in prizes this mid-year's Eve. Saturday, June 6th. One lucky guest will walk away with $50,000 in cold hard cash at midnight. And leading up to the big finale, we are calling names to win $2,500 in free play every 15 minutes. The best part? You can earn entries all throughout May and June. Don't miss the hottest celebration of the summer, only at Harris, Kansas City. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Think about this. At some point, you stopped calling it pain and started calling it just how I am now. You started mapping out routes to avoid stairs or looking for the closest chair before you even enter the room. And that's not okay. And deep down, you know it. I want to see you get back to being you. The active, carefree version that doesn't think twice about a round of golf or a morning run. I've seen what QC Kinetics can do, and their regenerative treatments are the real deal. They're helping people right here in KC find long-lasting relief from arthritis and old injuries. We're talking about your knees, shoulders, and lower back, recovered without surgery or months in a recliner. The science is real, the treatments are natural, and your body actually knows how to heal. QC Kinetics just gives it the right tools to do it. So don't wait. Get that free consultation today. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Off 435 in State Line or in Gladstone, 816-412-6299. It's QC Kinetics.
Rob Sight Ford, KC's Ford volume leader and top rated on Google. 135th in State Line. Rob Sight Ford, your 2025 Ford volume leader. Top rated on Google with 4.8 stars and 3,000 plus reviews. The best selection, best prices, and Kansas City's best customer service. Visit Rob Sight Ford at 135th in State Line. Buy right, save big, and drive home a winner. Only at Rob Sight Ford.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch all your favorite shows, shorts, and clips. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Welcome back into the show. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Monday. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Dr. David Chow will be on the show. Patrick Mahomes will swing in a golf club this weekend at his event. And this is what Dr. David Chow had to say about what he saw in that video.
Golf is not football. The fact that he can weight shift and swing a golf club is not that special. Yes, it loads the left leg, but this is not football. And pay a close attention to that video at the end. Doesn't his left knee look a little bit stiff? Number one, there is no way that Patrick Mahomes will be 100% for week 1 of this season. Physiology, biology doesn't work that way. It is still an ACL reconstruction, which is a graft. Phillip Rivers, who I did surgery on, returned to minicamp in 100 days, had his record QB rating that season, yet he wasn't 100% at the start of the season, and he's nowhere as mobile as Patrick Mahomes is. Fact number 2, there's no question Patrick Mahomes will be ready to throw and play quarterback from the pocket week 1. No question. That doesn't mean he can be Patrick Mahomes and what makes him great in terms of extending plays. Throwing from the pocket is different, but can he really protect himself? Number 3, anyone who tells you they know whether Mahomes is playing week 1 or not doesn't know what they're talking about. I have my feelings of how the Chiefs might handle it, but let me tell you this. There is no way the Kansas City Chiefs know whether Patrick Mahomes is starting week 1 or not.
So that is Dr. David Chow. He's going to be on the show coming up in about 10 minutes or so. We'll get his thoughts. We'll ask him some more in-depth questions about Patrick Mahomes. What do the next 90 days look like for Patrick Mahomes? I mean, the Chiefs get going here a lot sooner than people may realize. Next thing we know, we're going to blink. We're going to be past the 4th of July, and the Chiefs are going to be getting ready to go to St. Joe. That is just the way that time flies sometimes. So that is what the doctor had to say. Here is the top NFL reporter. Here's what Adam Schefter had to say. He thinks Mahomes is tracking to play the first game of the season.
Yeah, listen, they have said he is way ahead of schedule, and it sounds like he is tracking to be ready in time for that Monday night regular season opener. The fact that he's out there playing golf is an indication. But just the one thing that I just think it's important to remember for everybody is we're talking about a quarterback that tore his ACL. It was 5 months ago on Thursday, 5 months to the date that the schedule came out. He essentially tore his ACL. He tore his LCL. And the opener is now under 4 months away. And again, it's hard to imagine and think that Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be back for that game, that Justin Fields will be stepping in and starting against Bo Nix, but he's going to be out there.
So that was Adam Schefter. He was on the Pat McAfee show earlier today. That's what he had to say about Mahomes possibly playing in the first game of the season. We got Dr. David Chow coming up in just a bit. Rob, I do want to bring this to your attention. So this past weekend was the 15 and the Mahomes Vegas golf trip. They get a bunch of famous people. They go out there. I think they play that course right next to the Wynn, and they raise a lot of money for 15 of the Mahomes that does a lot of great stuff in the city. Did you notice who was invited? Did you see that Cam Jordan was there? Now, maybe Cam Jordan has gone in the past, and I just haven't paid attention to it, you know? Maybe Cam Jordan, this is his 3rd, 4th year, but you would just have to assume that Patrick Mahomes and Cam Jordan have some kind of relationship. Cam Jordan's looking for a job right now, unemployed. He has not communicated that he's retiring this season. I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together a little bit here, and Cam Jordan and Mahomes spending some quality time together, doing some good things for the kiddos. I continue to tell you guys that Cam Jordan is number 1 on my wish list of all the guys who are potential free agent pickups or somebody that the Royals can make a move for. I think that person is Cam Jordan. So I feel very encouraged to see that the quarterback of the team and Cam Jordan are hanging out.
Listen, I know you want Cam Jordan. I want their pass rusher. I want their veteran in the room, so I'm not anti the idea. But let's not overreact to the guest list of a 15 of the Mahomes group.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. I don't know. Maybe he goes every single year. I don't know. But it was very telling to me when I'm looking at it, and then I just see, oh, wow, Cam Jordan's there.
I mean, to be fair, Von Miller's there, too. Von Miller, also a free agent.
Okay.
Old pass rusher.
I wouldn't be against him bringing in Von Miller at this stage in his career to just go out there and run after the other team's quarterback. We know Von has nothing but positive things to say about Patrick Mahomes. His entire career, all he's done is say positive things about Patrick Mahomes. I'm not against Von Miller joining the Kansas City Chiefs. Von Miller might be their second best pass rusher if they go get him. You don't want Von to come in and show some of the young guys, hey, go over there and work with Ashton Gelati just for a second. Go work with R. Mason Thomas. I'm not against Von Miller.
I mean, you're telling him to do that because he's definitely not practicing. I'll tell you that.
That's fine.
Healthy DMP on the practice
nothing wrong
field.
with that. At this stage in your career, Von, you know what? You do even need to come to practice. You know what you need to do to go get ready. Can you show up? We just need you to show up 12 times a year. I'm not even going to say 17. You don't got to make all of these games. Von Miller does not need to play against the game against the Jets or the game against the Cardinals. Why don't you take those games off? Can you show up to about 12 to 13 of these games and be ready for the postseason, Von? That's all we need. Get on the field on third down. Get after the other team's quarterback.
I just don't paint me into a corner where I have to say that I don't think it means anything because you get excited, and I don't think Patrick Mahomes is a very good recruiter when it comes to getting players to the Chiefs. So, those things, they don't matter to me. At the end of the day, is the money right, and does he want to play? Those are the things that are going to matter. I don't think being at the Mahomes event, and I don't think Patrick Mahomes potentially recruiting during it mean anything to me. I don't think those change a thing in my mind.
Do you know how many sacks Von Miller had last year?
It's either a lot or a little, so I'll say 3.
Take a guess. 9.
Well, a lot.
He had 9 sacks last season at 36 years old. Von Miller been in the league 14 years. This will be Von Miller's 15th season in the league. I still want the Chiefs to go out and get one of these old pass rushers. I do. I really want them to. I want them to go get one. Right now, you have aging Chris Jones, who is clearly on the back half of his career.
So let's add more age.
A guy in George Karlaftis who has never been able to fully put it together, but is a good player. Like, I'm not here telling you I think that George is a bad pass rusher. He is not a great pass rusher, but he is fine. He is a fine pass rusher. Outside of aging Chris Jones and George Karlaftis, you just got a room of guys who have never done anything in the National Football League. Why don't we just throw one guy in the mix that you think, hey, when it's 3rd and 8, I know Von Miller can go get to the other team's quarterback. I mean, that's all Von Miller can really do at this stage in his career. They don't really ask him to do anything else. He's not going to get a bunch of tackles. He's not flying around. He's not even forcing fumbles at this stage in his career. He's not deflecting pass. Von Miller hasn't deflected a pass since 2022. That's not why you're in the game. Von, go get after the other team's quarterback. You know what the Chiefs could really use? Somebody with the proven track record of being able to do that. So, yes, Von Miller, come on down. Cam Jordan, come on down. We got plenty of golf courses here in Kansas City. You can't get him set up at Loch Lloyd?
The Chiefs spent all offseason being like, hey, our defense is getting younger and more explosive, so let's bring in some 39-year-olds. Just doesn't really pass the say it out loud test.
Well, they did that same thing on offense, and they brought back Travis Kelce. So why don't we bring back Travis Kelce on defense? Let's go get one of these old guys. Coming up on the other side, Dr. David Chow is going to join us on the show. We'll talk about Patrick Mahomes' knee. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan.
How old is your roof? If it's over 15 years old, it could be time to replace it before small issues become major problems. At Century Roofing, we've installed over 35,000 roofs in more than 35 years right here in Kansas City. We know what to look for, and we know how to protect your home. Schedule your free inspection today and let our team give you peace of mind. Trust the pillars of strength with KC-based and female-owned. Century Roofing, KC.com.
Century Roofing, trust the pillars of strength.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Want a quieter, more enjoyable shooting experience? Centerfire Shooting Sports in Olathe is the #1 suppressor dealer in Kansas City. We make it easy for you to get your suppressor without the hassle. Need help? Our team of experts is here to walk you through the entire process. Come in today and learn more, or go online to centerfireshootingsports.com. Centerfire Shooting Sports, Kansas City's one-stop shop for all your suppressor needs.
Spring is here, and as the weather heats up, the sports action heats up at Circa Sports. From baseball to basketball, hockey to golf, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for playoff futures or props on your favorite players and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Heartland Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
At Liberty Mutual, we love helping people with things like customizing car insurance, just like how we customize a song for you. Catered country tune. Liberty Mutual, saving you bucks by protecting your truck. 'Cause Birdie told me to only pay for what I need. Thank you, Limu. I'll always trust in Limu with Liberty, 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 Liberty.
I need a little range, step to the range.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues. Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new break you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Built for the job site, built for you. Join Milwaukee Tool at the Kansas City Win Nelson Trade Show this Friday, May 22nd from 10 till 2 at the Boulevard Drive-In. Get hands-on with the latest tools, see live demos, and talk directly with Milwaukee reps. Food, giveaways, and 30-plus vendors. Don't miss it.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The The Fan, brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLInjuryLaw.com.
435 is no fun. Let's see. Southbound just before 350 Highway, you've got a crash blocking the left lane. Continue on. You've got southbound on-ramp from Stadium, Raytown. Yep, tap your brakes through there. And then northbound 435 at Stadium. So both sides there is a slow go. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Trey Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to the Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Let's go to the phone lines right now to be joined by Dr. David Chow. On the internet, he is at Pro Football Doc. Certainly a lot of questions to ask him about regarding Patrick Mahomes. Dr. Chow, happy to have you on the show today. Really appreciate your time.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I guess I'm a golf expert now.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we start there? Patrick posted the video on his Instagram this past weekend. You've seen the video. You've analyzed it. What did you see?
I saw a guy who's got a pretty nice golf swing that I'm jealous of, but I don't think that is any proof whatsoever that his knee is 100%. Look, I'm a big Patrick Mahomes fan. He's my son's favorite player. He has come back from lots of injuries, the high ankle sprain in the Super Bowl, the patella dislocation, etc. He has been superhuman in his abilities, but he still is human. And this is why I continue to say, I'm glad that he's able to swing a golf club, because if he didn't at least have some, semblance of a functioning knee right now, I'd be more worried. But this does not mean he's ready to go or 100% for week one. As a matter of fact, biologically, it's impossible that he's 100% for week one. The decision still needs to be made by the Kansas City Chiefs. Andy Reid, Rick Burkhalter, your head athletic trainer, Brett Veach, have not even made that decision yet. Patrick Mahomes, I'm sure, wants to play. It's a good sign. He can swing a golf club, but it's not the be-all, end-all. And I'll make one final note. Forget the swing. Watch the end of the video. He does look a little stiff-legged as he bends over to pick up his ball.
Right now, we're talking to Dr. David Chow at Pro Football Doc. We're asking him questions about Patrick Mahomes and the possibility that he could play in week one. A lot has been made that Patrick is ahead of schedule. As a doctor, what does ahead of schedule mean to you?
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, it's early, and any reports you get, I don't know that I've ever heard of a report that put someone behind schedule. Bo Nix had a second ankle surgery, and nobody's saying he's behind schedule. Malik Neighbors had a second knee surgery. Nobody's saying he's behind schedule. I don't doubt that Patrick Mahomes is doing well. I don't doubt that he's, quote, ahead of schedule. I actually have full confidence in Rick and his rehab team that they're doing a great job with him. And I have full confidence that Patrick's doing everything that's asked of him. But in the end, you can't speed up biology, and that's kind of what I'm talking about a little bit. I'm thrilled to hear that he's, quote, ahead of schedule.
You've mentioned the phrase 100%. How long does it usually take an athlete to get back to that, quote, 100% after enduring the injury similar to Patrick?
Well, don't shoot the messenger on this one, okay? 2027. That's the 100% number. Ask anyone who's torn their ACL. The comeback usually is the best season where they feel 100% is the second season. So that's just medically what it is. And I'm not saying Patrick won't play this year. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying it's going to be a risk-benefit assessment by the Chiefs as to when they put Patrick Mahomes on the field. I'm quite certain Patrick in week one can play very well and throw well and do everything he needs to do from the pocket. The question is, can he take hits? Can he throw with trash around his feet? And can he be Patrick Mahomes with all the extending of plays and magic that he does? And can he do that not being a quarter step slow and then get hurt in a different way?
Right now, we're talking to at Pro Football Doc, Dr. David Chow, joining us on the show today. I've always viewed 100% as an unrealistic bar. I think most reasonable people felt that way as well. But I do think, at least here locally, there is a belief that Patrick is going to be able to go in week one. I know we're talking a hypothetical here. What number do you think is realistic that Patrick can get to? Can he get to 80, 85%, 90%, where then we can start to factor in what you're talking about, that risk versus reward assessment?
I think he can be 85% at the start of the season. All right. So that's when I say on my video and stuff, there's no way he's going to be 100%. I'm not hating on his situation. I'm just stating a medical fact. Okay. And if the Super Bowl were in September, I'm quite sure Patrick Mahomes would play. The Super Bowl cannot be won in September. It can be lost in September. It can't be won in September. That's what the Chiefs are going to factor into their decision-making. And anyone who tells you they know for sure that Patrick Mahomes is going to play, or they know for sure that he's not playing week one, doesn't know what he's talking about, because inside the building, they haven't even made that decision yet.
What are some of the challenges that athletes run into when they're trying to come back from this injury?
Well, you got to understand this injury is different than just an ACL, right? We all know, we've talked about how he had basically immediate surgery. And the people brought up questions like, why did he have immediate surgery versus a lot of times they wait for swelling to go down? He had immediate surgery because of the LCL. And if we go back to that day, the day it happened, from our war room where we watch all the games at Sports Injury Central, I made a video saying this is more than just ACL. We're worried about the LCL. And I remember the next day I was doing sort of a halftime chat for Monday Night Football. And when people were commenting in chat, Patrick Mahomes just had surgery. How can that be? Well, that's because of the LCL, and it's an LCL repair. Let me give you a comp in terms of the injury: LCL repair, ACL reconstruction. The last quarterback that had this combination of injury, believe it or not, a former Chief, Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, in his rookie season, I believe, for the Rams, when he played the Rams in the Coliseum when he was with the Eagles, tore his LCL and ACL, had surgery, remember, missed that Super Bowl. Nick Foles won the Super Bowl, and he was chomping at the bit to return, even though he's seen in videos throwing and doing some things. I said, he's not ready week one. He did not play week one. He played shortly thereafter, and then actually aggravated a back injury that he had from high school days because he wasn't fully stepping into throws, and then ended up not finishing that season. So that's what the Chiefs are going to be wary of. It's the knee, but also what else can happen in terms of compensation or other injury.
When you're looking at a client or someone who has torn their ACL and LCL in this fashion, what are you looking for? What do you need to see before you give that player the thumbs up that you trust them to go out there and play and do all the things that you're talking about Patrick Mahomes has usually been physically able to do?
Well, look, there's a lot of things, and it's on a daily basis, and looking at the trends in terms of range of motion and strength and agility and performance tests and so forth. But I can promise you it's a lot more than swinging a golf club. And by the way, maybe you know the answer to this. I don't. Good job by Patrick. He's hosting a charity event. Did he actually play 18 holes of golf and walk it, or was he took a couple of shots from a certain hole and greeted all the people donating money and raising money? I don't know. I don't know. The fact that he can swing a golf club is good, but I don't think that cements that he's ready to go week one is all.
Last question here. If you had to offer up a prediction, if you had to look into a crystal ball, because a lot of people in Kansas City think that he is going to play. I think he is going to play. Now, I have no medical degree. I got a communications degree, but the fact that the NFL put the Chiefs on Sunday night and Monday night to kick off the season, it just gives off they know something. So I think a lot of people are really kind of clamoring towards those things. You're a doctor. You've looked at these things before. How realistic is it, do you think, that Patrick will be there week 1 against the Broncos?
Well, let's put it this way. Look, if you think the schedule makers know the details on what it's going to be, I think that's not reality. Is he doing well? Schefter came on today and said he's doing well ahead of schedule. That's all really good to hear. There's nobody in the Chiefs building that knows for sure that Mahomes is playing week 1. There's no way the NFL knows it either. Could he play week 1? Now, I'm not speaking out of both sides of my mouth here. Could he play week 1? Yes, because I already said he's, is he 85% week 1? And we all know 85% might be a good week in the NFL. But when you're Patrick Mahomes and it's the first week of the season, discretion may be the better part of valor in terms of what Andy Reid, Brett Veach, and Rick Burkholzer are going to say to do to be careful with him. Like I said, you can't win the Super Bowl in September, but you can lose it. So if I had to guess, I think I would guess on the side that the Chiefs will be cautious with him, but that remains to be seen. It's certainly not a lock guarantee that he will play just because we saw him swing a golf club.
That is Dr. David Chow joining us on the show today. He is at Pro Football Doc, joining us for his opinion about Patrick Mahomes. Dr. Chow, appreciate your time. We'll catch up with you in a couple of months when we get more videos from Patrick.
Yeah, and look, I hope to be wrong. I hope he's good to go. I hope he's 95% plus on week 1. I hope he proves the world wrong again. I'm rooting for it. I'm just trying to be realistic of what watching a man swing a golf club does, and good on him.
That is Dr. Chow joining us on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. As Dr. David Chow joining us on the show today. All right, this is my reaction, and I am very intrigued to see what you guys think. 913-586-7965. I think at the core of what he is saying, it is hard to disagree. I think it is nearly impossible for you to believe that Patrick will be completely fine, healed, healthy heading into week 1. It seems physically impossible for that to be the case. Now, that does not mean that I don't think he is going to try to play. But what I think the doctor's core message is this is still a process. Temper your expectations. And if he plays in week 1, it is always going to be a risk. At least that's how I hear what he is saying. Now, I don't think that he is wrong in that. Now, this is where I think the Chiefs part comes into it, and I don't think we have any way of answering this question in the middle of May. Let's say that Patrick is 85% healthy and 85% healthy for week 1. Will the Chiefs put him out there? If he's 90% healthy for week 1, will they put him out there? Because he is a football player, and I don't know if it's realistic to think that he gets to this perfect 100%, because if that's the case, then he might not come back until November if we're just throwing out numbers here. Well, when Patrick Mahomes feels 100% healthy, I can do everything that I used to do. I don't need this knee brace. We might be talking about that he's not playing this season, and we all know that he's going to play at some point this season. Where does Pat need to be at for them to feel comfortable enough to put him out there where there's always going to be risk, there's always going to be concern, but where all parties, Patrick, his people, the Chiefs, their trainers, their staff, everybody is on the same page that this is the right decision for him to go out there and play? That is a good question, and one you have to be asking as we are, 6 months away from, or 6 months from him tearing his MCL and ACL. It has not been a long period of time that we have been having this conversation with Patrick Mahomes.
I think it is. I think a lot of the questions that the doctor asked, Dr. David Chow, are totally fair. I also think it's important to note, if you're a listener and didn't like the questions, we don't have the answer to these questions. He is not the doctor taking care of Patrick Mahomes. I'm sure he has more medical questions, but We don't have the answer to those. The same way me and you don't know anything from a video of him swinging a golf club. The same way a video of him in his, gym back in Dallas throwing around means anything to us. I think it is fair to at least be skeptical of everything. Now, does that mean the Chiefs don't believe he'll be ready? No. But I think it's like when Dr. Chow asked, did he play all 18 holes or did he post a video of him swinging a club once on Instagram? That's a really fair. We don't know. I wasn't there. You weren't there. Maybe someone.
We can probably find out.
I mean, I bet we could find out. I don't think it'd be very hard to find out. But right now, I don't know the answer to that question. I also found it interesting that he said Carson Wentz, where that was in November, December, had a similar injury. He then came back. He then re-aggravated an old injury, but Carson Wentz was never the same. So I do think discretion is important here at the Chiefs, but also Patrick Mahomes' body is different than Wentz and different than So I think it is fair to at least ask these questions, and I'm hoping the Chiefs are in constant communication with Mahomes on where he's at, and I also am hoping he never, ever, ever has to push through this.
But this is the thing, though, and I hear what you were saying, and I don't think you are wrong about being in constant communication. Well, then Pat's going to lie, then. What are we doing here? We know that. We've seen Pat be clearly unhealthy, and there is no reason for you to want to play in this or be on the field, but is mad that Andy is telling him, hey, you got to go get an x-ray. Hey, you can't go back out there. It's not safe for you to go out there. So I understand the communication, but communication only works if both sides are being completely honest. I don't know if you can trust Patrick Mahomes in this scenario to not do everything he can to get on the field, because that's just the way that he's wired. That's why, at least when it comes to this text, C-Dot, I don't really care what percentage he's at as long as he knows that he needs to play a safe brand of football. If that's the case, then he's not Patrick Mahomes. If that's the case, if Pat is thinking that way, then I don't want him on the field. If Pat can't go out there with the same mindset of that player that was running around scrambling against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, does that underhand flip to Clyde Edwards-Helaire and then looks at a defensive player and says, I'm like that. If he doesn't mentally have that anymore, he doesn't need to be out there until he gets that back. So I don't want Pat going out there feeling, well, I'm only 85%. That means I got to, no. I don't think you can play football at the level that he plays at and be thinking that way. I don't think you can be the best version of a football player if you feel that way. Now, I think this is also a good point. C-Dot, I would ask, does 1 or 2 weeks more of actually not playing, does it really do any good? Does it really make a difference? I do agree with that part of it. If Pat's not healthy enough to play week 1, they should put him on the PUP list. And just be prepared to have him not play for a month and a half and then evaluate it. I don't know if it does the team good for basically every Wednesday we're asking the exact same question. Is Pat going to play? Is Pat going to play? Is Pat going to play? I don't know if that's in the best interest of everybody else. So if Pat can't go for the game against the Broncos, what would then say he can go from playing on Monday night to now Sunday night football? What would make him physically able to do that if he couldn't go a couple of days before? So I do actually think that's a really good point. If Pat can't go in week 1, then he probably shouldn't play till like week 7 or 8 until you get more time, and then you add another 2 months of recovery time. An extra 6 days is really not making a substantial difference if we are now talking about percentages and where you think he's at. And that's where I think Dr. Chow makes the point about risk versus reward. If you don't think he's going to be 100%, which I don't think anybody thinks he's going to be 100% on September 14th, you got to make the determination as the medical staff for Patrick Mahomes, so his own independent. I'm sure he has his own doctors, his own people he trusts. I hope that he does, and he's not just going off what the company tells him. I hope you obviously trust the company and the trainers, and you've built that relationship up. What percentage do you feel comfortable enough to let him go out there? And if he is not himself, if he can't do this thing or can't do this thing, that is the risk versus reward that you just have to play when you've signed up to play football in your life.
I want to circle back to something we were talking about a minute ago. You said if it comes down to Patrick being in communication and talking to the staff, the odds are high he's going to lie. Because we've seen on a Netflix show he lied.
For sure, of course,
100% happened. And we know the story now. In Denver, he wanted to go back in the game. He wanted to get taped up, and his knee was sideways. This is where I think the Chiefs need to protect Patrick from Patrick. I'm sure Patrick's ahead of schedule. I'm sure Patrick's feeling good. I'm sure they are telling him, hey, by May 18th, May 17th, we think about to swing a golf club, and he's doing it, and he feels like I'm ahead of the curve. But if Rick Burkhalter or anyone on that medical staff feel like I think he's telling us this, but you can tell it's not right, Their job is to not, push Mahomes back for week 1. Their job is to be like, no Patrick. Because what I don't want to see is whether it's Mahomes lying or the training staff or his own personal staff, whomever, all giving the green light when there's a thought of, it's way ahead of schedule. He might be lying to us. He says he's good. Let's put him out there. He's less than 100% and re-aggravates, because it does not matter how good Kenneth Walker is, how good Travis Kelce is, how great and explosive that defense is. If Mahomes re-injures himself because he overexerted and tried to come back too quickly, the season's over. Justin Fields ain't doing anything with this team. So discretion is the better side of valor, whatever that quote is. I think you need to protect Patrick from Patrick if you're the Chiefs training staff.
Now, we haven't had this talk yet, and I'm sure we will have it again. Is it the worst thing if Patrick's first game is week 6?
No.
Because just the way that their schedule is, they got 2 home games to kick off the season against Denver and Indianapolis. 2 home games. They then play Miami, a team that is not good, and they play on the road against the Raiders, the team that had the number 1 overall pick. Is it the worst thing in the world if the Chiefs give Patrick another month of recovery? They have a bye week in week 5, and Pat's first game is week 6 against the Los Angeles Chargers. We all want him to play week 1, but I'm just thinking of long term. What is in the best interest of trying to help the Chiefs win their division and win the Super Bowl if giving Patrick another month of recovery time, that way we put him at basically 11 months from the injury and we put him mid-October? You want to talk about getting close to 100%. That gets you kind of close, I think, to 100%. Hey, you've been out for almost a year. Obviously, you're going to play, have some bumps and bruises and all of those things. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't know if that is the absolute worst thing that could happen for the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Fields starts for the first 4 games of the season. You can go 2-2 in this stretch, possibly 3-1. If you can split the 2 home games between Denver and Indianapolis and win both of the games on the road, you're 3-1, you're heading into your bye, and Patrick's coming up in week 18 against the Los Angeles Chargers at home at Arrowhead. I don't know if that's a bad option for the Kansas City Chiefs. Keep it right here. You're listening to The Drive. We are off a little bit earlier today because they moved the start time up because of possible bad weather here in Kansas City. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
Tune in to hear the Hall of Fame voice of the Royals, Denny Matthews.
There's a high fly ball, deep left center. Back goes Ward to the wall. Gone. Bobby Witt Jr.
Every Monday at 3, right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan.
FanDuel is serving up a happy hour every day during the playoffs. We're talking special drops you don't want to miss, from profit boosts to bonus bets and more. And the best part, it's every single day. So head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. Here's how I'm handling the daily happy hour. I open the app, see what's available, and suss out. Maybe it's a profit boost on a player point total. Maybe it's a bonus bet, and I'll take a big swing and try to make some mega money and keep that bonus bet in my back pocket. So whether you're betting the early game or gearing up for prime time, make sure you open the FanDuel app and see what's waiting for you today. So go to FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. FanDuel is an official partner of the NBA and the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Restrictions apply, including bonus and token expiration, leg requirements, and max wager amount. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was just at Staples. They're having a huge 40th anniversary sale.
40 years. Note to self, send flowers.
Up to 50% off. Save on chairs, paper, balloons, and more.
Balloons?
Yeah, Party City is now at Staples.
Surprise!
But the anniversary sale is only 2 weeks, so...
Quick, celebrate 40 years of savings at Staples with up to 50% off. Shop chairs, paper, break room supplies, and more. 2 weeks only. It's 5/23.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app.
Having unexpected car trouble or just in a car accident? You need Jay's Southland Tow Service. They have 20 years of experience and service the KC metro area. They specialize in light, medium, and heavy duty, also in commercial transport and construction equipment. Keep this number handy, 816-779-4TOW, or go to southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments, Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Memorial Day's almost here, and I've got a better plan than sweating in the kitchen or over the grill. I'm letting Hy-Vee handle all of the food. I'm ordering my party trays right through the Hy-Vee app. Whether I want custom builds or their huge grab-and-go selection like charcuterie, wings, seafood, sandwiches, or smoked meat, it's all there. A quick stop at their massive wine and spirits department, and I'm done. One convenient stop for the perfect party. So this Memorial Day, let Hy-Vee handle everything, from the food to the beverages, only at Hy-Vee.
If the high cost of filling up is weighing you down, lighten your load this Memorial Day at Hy-Vee. Save 25 cents per gallon on fuel with every $35 purchase. Stock up on groceries and stack up the fuel savings. Earn 25 cents per gallon with your $35 purchase, 50 cents per gallon with a $70 purchase, and so on. The more you spend, the more you'll save. Your next fill-up could be free. Don't miss the Memorial Day Fuel Saver event Monday, May 25th, only at Hy-Vee.
Get everything you need for the entire job delivered. From lumber to drywall, flooring, and fixtures, get it all delivered from the Home Depot. With same day, next day, or any day delivery, staying on track and on time is crucial to your job. That's why it's our job to get you what you need when you need it. We deliver the supplies. You deliver the results. Brought to you by the Home Depot.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. O'Reilly.
Save money on your next full synthetic oil change at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil for just $35.95. We can recommend all the oil change supplies you need. Shop your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s, kind of like him. Hey, are you shaking a maraca?
No, I'm shaking the pill version of Ozempic, which no one should ever do except in ads like this.
A nice disclaimer.
Hey, thanks. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets, 9 milligrams, and Ozempic semaglutide injection, 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
This summer, Casey's has 89-cent medium fountain and new Frostbite by Casey's drinks. But if you don't have 89 cents, you could check your center console, dig between your couch cushions, ask Grandma for $1, or just use your credit card. 89-cent medium Frostbite by Casey's or fountain drinks at Casey's all summer long. Restrictions may apply. See store for details.
Shawnee Mission Ford, on a mission to do more. Visit our inventory at ShawneeMissionFord.com.
Hey, it's Cole, and I have exciting news. Ford has announced employee pricing for everyone. Over at Shawnee Mission Ford, you pay what they pay, and you still get the rebates and incentives offered by Ford, along with the top trade-in value from Shawnee Mission Ford, who's on a mission to do more in 26.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
The countdown to the World Soccer Championship is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are, that's the benefit of blue. Visit bluekc.com/benefit of blue for more information. Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan. Brought to you by SWL Injury Law, the Car Crash Kings. It's what they do. Visit SWLinjurylaw.com.
This one brought to you by New Century Dealers. The lot of red, big problems in Gardner, 35 northbound past 56, right lane blocked, southbound side affected as well. We've also got a crash. You'll want to know Raytown 435 southbound just before 350 highway, left lane blocked. Spring hail means big savings at New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. Save up to $15,000 on hail damage new and used vehicles, plus all factory incentives. Plus this hail of a sale won't last long. New Century Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Paola. You'll always pay less in Paola. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome to your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
I just want better for the Royals. And I am afraid that this season the Royals will just keep us in this very unhappy place. Back on Cinco de Mayo, the Royals were 17-19, playing by far and away their best baseball in the season, and they had 5 more home games on that series. They had 5 more home games in that homestand, and they were 17-19. And even though the Royals were under 500, that was the most optimism and most optimistic that Royals fans have been at any point in 2026 outside of the WBC. That was not excited about Royals baseball. That was excited about the United States. That was excited about Venezuela, and they had Royals players on those teams. I'm talking about excitement about the Royals. It was Cinco de Mayo. The Royals then lost their next 2 games and have completely been in a tailspin since then. Since Cinco de Mayo, the Royals have won 3 games. They won 2 games against Detroit, and you're thinking, all right. But what has been the Royals' Achilles heel the last 2 years or so? They got back, Rob, again to just 2 games under 500 after that. They were 19-21. They had a chance to sweep the Detroit Tigers, had a chance to sweep them before they go on the road. They lost. Then what has just derailed this team every time, when they go away from Kauffman Stadium, they turn into one of the worst teams in Major League Baseball. That's not an opinion, my folks. That is a fact. The Royals this season are 7-17 away from Kauffman Stadium this year. 7-17. No team in baseball has won fewer games. It's bad. It's bad. Every time they've gone. Now they're back home. Now usually the Royals play pretty decent baseball at home. This season they are 13-10. They are a 500, a little over 500 team. It feels like this homestand means everything for the Royals. It really does. They got the Yankees coming to town here in a couple of days. I'm sorry. I don't care how optimistic you are. You cannot predict they're going to beat the Yankees in that series. The Yankees have smacked the Royals around for the last couple of years every time they go up against them. I'm talking about a check into the SmackDown Hotel. They got Boston, who Boston basically fired everybody a month ago, and they got Seattle, a team that they just swept about a month ago. So this can be a winning homestand. They got 9 home games. This can be a winning homestand. But the Royals need to take care of their business in the first 2 games or the first 2 series of this thing, because you cannot realistically expect them to take care of business against the Yankees, not with how the Yankees have owned them of recent memory.
We've talked about this a bunch on the show. I don't think it can be this homestand because the Yankees are on it. Do you think the Royals can win the city back? Because they're 7 games under right now. We know they can get hot again. It's baseball. They're going to get hot again. I'm not saying it starts tonight. It'd be great if it started tonight. It might be the 4th of July. It might be, the World Cup might be in town. It might be August. They're going to get hot again. That's baseball. Do you think they have a chance to recapture the city? Because I would say, and maybe it's social media in the text line, the fans are as down on this team as I've ever seen.
I don't want to do this. I'm not even saying you're wrong. You know the answer to this question. The Royals were 7-17. They started winning games, and we were looking at the standings and talking about the playoffs, and the text line was saying, no, you weren't positive. Now stay on that side. Come on, now you know it. Let the Royals play some good baseball. Let them get back into it. Of course people will be back into it. That's not what I care about. That's important. That's not what I care about. What I care about is this just the Royals season? Is the Royals season going to be of extremes? Some of you have this situation, like maybe it's like your faucet or you like go out of town. Have you ever had, Rob, where a faucet only has 2 temperatures? It's like hell hot or Arctic freeze. You're like, I just want to take a regular shower. I don't need this. I just want the temperature to be a regular. That's what the Royals are. The Royals are either scorching hot, well, they'll win 9 out of 11 games, or like they are right now, where they're 3-8 in their last 11. They have not done anything else other than that for the last 2 months. It has been one of those 2 extremes, which would be fine, but when you dig yourself the holes that they keep digging themselves into, in order for you to get back over 500, you now got to get white hot again. There's 7 games under 500. Treading water for the next 2 months is not going to get it done. Treading water keeps you where you're at, where everybody else is starting to get better. Now, the American League is not great by any means. I don't want you guys to think that's what I'm saying, but I mean, teams are starting to actually have winning records. Shocking enough. Everybody's not staying under 500 the way that it was. Somebody's going to get good. Some of those teams have gotten good because they've been beaten up on you. Chicago is over 500. You want to know why they're over 500? Because they've owned the Royals this year. That's why they're over 500. So the treading water conversation is over for the Royals. You can't keep treading water. At some point, you got to start swimming ahead of everybody else, and they can't get ahead. It's a good week. I mean, and the thing is, when they're bad, they're real bad. They're not like, oh, they had a 4-5 homestand. No, they'll win 2 games on this homestand and completely eliminate themselves. So I'm pulling for them. I mean, I want them to perform. I want them to do well, but I mean, this is a very telling stretch before we head into June 1st. They got 9 games at home. They have to at least go 5-4. That's at a minimum. You can't do worse than that. If the Royals have a 4-5 homestand or 3-6, somebody on the text line said it's time to start breaking down Emmett Johnson. That's where we're going to be. That's where everybody is going to be if this continues. And then we have the same conversation. Who can they trade at the deadline? I don't want to have those conversations.
Not Chris Bubich. He's on the IL.
Well, you can hurry up and get back. Better hurry up. This is the perfect way of saying it. For every Royals hot streak, they have a longer cold streak. Exactly. Winning 3 in a row is great. You can't win 3 in a row and then lose 5 in a row. That's not how it works. We'll be back tomorrow. It's The Drive.